The search is over for North Carolina. They have found their new men's basketball coach, and it's longtime NBA coach Michael Malone, who led the Denver Nuggets to their only NBA championship in 2023. And yes, the NCAA men's title game tonight between 2-seed UConn and 1-seed Michigan will tip off from Indianapolis at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. In the NFL, Giants All-Pro defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence has requested a trade, will not be participating in the team's offseason workout program that opens on Tuesday. In Major League Baseball, after 561 days of no baseball at Tropicana Field, the Tampa Bay Rays were back in action and defeated the Cubs 6-4. The Mets have placed Juan Soto on the 10-day IL with the right calf strain that he suffered Friday against the Giants. He's expected to miss 2 to 3 weeks. Right now in baseball, the Guardians lead the Royals at home 1-0. It's the top of the 4th inning. I'm Monty Bolaños.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Password. Enter, brother.
That's right. Come on in. You now, with that password, have full access to this very fine radio program for the next 3 hours.
Not 1, not 2,
Thank
not
you,
3,
LeBron. Okay,
not 4,
appreciate it.
not 5.
There you go. No matter how you listen in, Fox Sports Radio,
Not 7.
foxsportsradio.com,
I really mean it, Rob.
the iHeartRadio app, Sirius XM, Channel 83. And now, live on YouTube.
That's right. Do it live. Well, write it and don't do it.
Thank
do
you.
it.
Thank you, Bill.
I got
Bill
you.
O'Reilly. Thank you very much. All right, say my name.
Rob Parker.
Say his name.
Kate
Rob Parker.
Kelvin Washington.
And we are indeed the odd couple on a Magic City Monday.
Oh.
There you go. And you'll need our telephone number because we are, without question, the most listener-friendly national sports talk radio show on the planet.
Aaron and Ben Maller.
What?
I brought
both of
both.
them?
I'm trying to.
Why are you going to bring
union?
Aaron into this? You know, Ben Maller.
I hadn't seen
Did
her.
she have a
since-
show?
I hadn't seen her since Super Bowl week until you dropped the picture.
We went out to dinner. So what's the big deal?
We ain't have to know.
Okay.
You could have told me, oh, yeah, I was hanging. How was the week? Oh, going out to dinner. You couldn't wait. You put it on the dinner before you put your order in.
No, that ain't it. That was like a week later. I didn't drop
Okay.
that picture. I'm
All
just
right.
so sorry. All right, write it
Ben
down.
Maller.
Committed to memory.
Ben Maller.
There you go. At least when people are still awake. Sorry about that, Ben.
Yeah.
Write it down. Committed to memory. 877-99 on Fox. For you laymen out there who can't figure out letters and numbers together, it's 877-996.
Not trigonometry.
6369. And if you hear feedback on the line, it's your own fault.
to turn down the radio.
Thank
Turn
you.
it off.
And if you call in here and have a problem with what we say, guess what? Tough.
Station.
There you go. And with all that said, always remember,
Sweetie beatie. Yeah. You little vibrato.
there you go. All right, let's go. Big show. Let me welcome in my co-host. He is Kelvin.
Kelvin Washington.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Happy
Kelvin Washington.
Magic City Monday. Big game coming up. You know, I'm not really particularly rooting for anybody. Have no interest.
Homer.
Well, I can't just wear a hoodie?
He's the biggest. That's why. Let me tell you something. I'm always torn, and I'm going to tell you why. As long as we do this radio show together, I will always root against your teams. I don't care what it is. I hate the whole Dan Hurley. I don't like his whole persona. So I'm hoping that Michigan wins, but then I have to face you. So I want Michigan. Is it possible that UConn and Michigan can both lose?
No. That's why I
Is
want
it
the Super Bowl
a
of the
forfeit?
Chiefs.
Like that. Like that's what I need in order for it to be good.
That's why I want a Chiefs-Lions Super
Malice
Bowl.
in the Palace where both are disqualified and nobody wins. How's that?
Chiefs-Lions Super Bowl. Oh, my God.
No, we can't do that. The Chiefs ain't getting it again, and the Lions are never getting
that
it.
would just come on.
Not as long as I have a radio show. I told you. I'll be on my deathbed, and I'll kick the plug out.
Seriously?
Yes.
That was the funniest thing
you better not call
said.
me.
No, like that was the funniest thing.
Because I don't want to hear
I was
it.
crying. I was in real tears when you said that. For those who don't know, it was a hilarious moment. I gave some crazy proposition, and I said, well, what are the Lions or this or that? And he was like, I don't give a dang. I'll kick out the life support. I'll pull the plug myself.
I'll do it myself
before the
God
Lions
knows
win.
I don't want to do
Oh,
that.
that's funny. No, good weekend, man. Easter was great. It was weird because we had a seat next to us that was just sitting there. They put a little piece of paper on it that said Rob Parker.
No, you got plenty of room there. Everybody was happy that
Everybody
I wasn't
was happy,
there.
but no, they weren't.
I'm going to come. This just didn't work out this weekend.
All right,
That's
it's all good.
And I didn't want to be
And
one of
that's
those guys
status
who
quo.
only show up
Easter,
on
yeah,
Easter.
I get that.
I was like, I'll just come on a regular day when I could get a brunch out of it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Wait, hold on, what?
I said,
So that's I gotta take you to brunch?
of course.
You know what? If negative waffles and some eggs is gonna get you to heaven, waffle and egg it up, Monty.
But I'm going to tell you, I got to admit, IHOP is doing a lot to get people back into the restaurant.
I have tap dancing.
I mean,
They doing a running man.
$5 pancakes. I had a breakfast. The other day I had breakfast after my haircut. I went eggs, toast, hash browns, sausage. $7 in Los Angeles for breakfast. That's
disturbing. That's Coney Island level. You know what I'm talking about.
$7?
That's Coney Island. For anybody from Michigan,
I was like,
Detroit area.
It was a shame because I couldn't eat the potatoes and the bread, but still $7
you
in L.A. No.
You didn't eat the. Did you
No.
give them to somebody in the streets?
Nah, I wasn't.
So
in
we
that
just
mood.
put them right back there.
No, I just told them don't even bring
Oh,
it out
okay.
because I don't want to waste food. All right, let's
You're
welcome
looking
in.
like you lost a few.
15, 16.
Yeah.
16
I can
already,
see it.
so it's coming. It'll be. I got it. My trainer and I start on Monday, so it's going to be another 30, 15, 35.
Yeah.
So I'm still getting
Since you said you're doing it, but with the trainer and eating right, dude, you're gonna.
Monty, remember 180 on August 11th. I'll bring the scale in.
I believe it.
180 on August 11th.
With the trainer, now I'm in. When you didn't have the trainer, me and Rob G, you were asked this, we did like, with the trainer, I believe it now.
It's going to happen. I'm paying this dude 3 times a week, you know what I mean, to get it done. So that means I'm in. And once I get started with him, then I'll do my own days, because you start to get into the regimen. All right, let's welcome in the Odd Couple crew. We wouldn't be able to do this fine radio program without him. Rob G is our producer. Mark is our engineer, and for Alex. Mark, good to see you.
Greetings, all.
Oh, of course, Monty Bolaños is at the anchor desk. She'll update us throughout the program. And, of course, Elijah back from his 2-week extravaganza vacation, not outside the country. So, finally, he's slumming it and only stayed in the United States.
Oh, man, so
because
hard.
Elijah's been everywhere.
He has. I love it. Gets out and about. I love it, man.
All right,
Welcome
and
back,
don't
Elijah.
forget about our YouTube channel, and you can watch us and listen to us. But just search Odd Couple FSR. Again, that's Odd Couple FSR, and hit that subscribe button. All right, Rob G, can you set up the national championship game, which when I was a kid growing up, baseball opening day was today.
Yeah.
In the afternoon. The Cincinnati Reds always played the first game of the year, and then the national championship game was that night. It always made for a great, first Monday in April. But anyway.
Yeah, we're about 90 minutes away from tip-off the national championship game. The Michigan Wolverines taking on the UConn Huskies, and history is on the line one way or the other, but more so for UConn because Dan Hurley is staking his claim as the single greatest college basketball coach of the modern era, guys. He's 18-1 over his last 19 tournament games. His overall winning percentage is .800, second best ever behind only John Wooden. And if they win tonight, they will become the first program since John Wooden's UCLA Bruins in 72 through 75 to win 3 national championships in a 4-year span. Rob, I know you're a big history buff. I know you're rooting for history made tonight here in Phoenix.
And no way, no how. Actually, I'm rooting for him not to win. I don't want to see this history. only for one reason. It's nothing to do against the kids or the players or whatever. Dan Hurley is not a likable sort to want to see such history bestowed on him. That is my issue in the way he treats people, the way, do you know who I am? Do you remember when they lost in Hawaii and he made a stink out there? And there's a way of winning and being gracious. And, I'm not saying that you have to be perfect and you never could have an issue or something. You know what I mean? He's had way too many. He's unlikable. Has nothing to do with basketball. Sometimes in sports, you just don't want to see certain people win. I have a long list. But Dan Hurley is at the top of my list. If UConn loses, I will not lose any sleep. I'm not saying I'm going to celebrate, throw confetti.
Right.
But I'll be okay with it. Even if Michigan is a rogue program and they've brought players and this is Indiana all over, and we'll get into that, with where they are. This isn't some Fab Five and they develop players. This is some team that they put together. You know what I mean? Like where you have a game in the gym and you bring in,
your squad,
and they're going to roughhouse everybody else. That's something different. Dan Hurley, no way, no how. If the basketball gods are right and righteous and fair and honest and believe in wholesome college basketball and good people winning, and I'm talking about good people, his persona. I don't know him personally. I'm talking about that, the persona. Then Michigan wins and Dan Hurley is denied history.
I don't get why. I mean, is he a bit prickly? Yes. Is he a little crazy on the sidelines and all that good stuff? Yes. Does he lose his mind and headbutt refs with his jacket hanging off the side of him? Yes. But I don't think that he's any crazier than some people we've had. I mean, let's just not even talk about Bobby Knight. I mean, that guy's jacking players up, throwing chairs on the court, talking crazy to media. I mean, Dick Cheney and people are scrapping back in the day. Remember that? Was it Don Cheney? And so I think we've had prickly play. I mean, let's not talk about college football either, right, where guys are a bit rude or a bit eccentric. So I think if you kind of know his background, all that he's been through and the way he came back and got to this place in his life personally, let alone professionally, I think there's something to root for there because, again, he was down bad for some years in his life, had a lot of issues, little demons. So I think that people who know his story would root for that, the man who have changed his life. But I think we like a little bit of that in college sports, right? A little bit of the guy who's sometimes annoying, sometimes hard to root for, because you need that. We talk about this all the time. I say I don't want the same guy in every single thing. I don't want, oh, gee golly, I just let the record speak for itself. I want a guy who's going to say something. I want a guy who's not. I want a guy who's going to get in somebody's face. I want a guy who's going to be more chill. I think that's what makes life, is having these different types of flavors of approach. So I'm not rooting for him or against him per se, but I don't think Dan Hurley is bad for the sport. And not to mention, we're going to talk more about it, as you mentioned, a little bit more next hour. I mean, he's kind of the last hope, if you will, of the traditional programs, if you will.
I don't care about that.
If you're talking about the way you coach and the way you recruit.
I just don't like the way that he deals with people and the way his – There's a gracious way of winning. And despite his background that you're talking about and rooting for that, there's a way of still handling that. When you go and tell people, do you know who I am? And you go to Hawaii, and just because you lose, you can't be a sore loser when you've won as much as he had. We'll get to Geno and Dawn and that whole thing, in hour 3. But it's the same thing. Like, Geno has won a lot, and people can make all the excuses that he wants. That was just a terrible look. And I've seen too many Dan Hurley
from the Fox
terrible
Sports
looks
Studios in Los
to not feel good about him. Not one.
Yeah.
Not one. We're not talking about one situation. That's all.
I don't mind a villain, if you will. Like, you know my theory. I don't mind a villain. I don't mind somebody who doesn't mind, who's only locked into the 12 to 15 men on their team, their school, their university, who ain't here to try to appease, who ain't here to like. And again, I understand the role that he plays in all of this. You need some villains. You need some guys that you say, man, I hope Michigan. It's people right now who can't stand Michigan, but they want – I'm pointing elbows at you. Well, you in this case want Michigan. But they want Michigan to win just simply because they don't like Dan Hurley. And you need that sometimes. So I don't mind it. I don't mind
when they won the Final Four game last week. Guess what happened? They booed him. They booed him where they should be celebrating him, and as good for being a good coach and what he was able to do with the colossal upset and the win. But instead, he got booed because of the way that he walks around and treats people. That's all I'm talking about. Not the X's and O's. Not, like there's guys who you might dislike because they do win. And people don't like the Yankees, or people don't like the I was gonna say the Cowboys, but they don't win. You know what I mean? Or the Chiefs at one time, or the Dodgers now. You know what I mean? And I do understand that. But that's not because Aaron Judge has done anything. It's just the history of that organization, and they've won a lot. He's walking around with a chip on his shoulder. He's condescending. He's mean-spirited. I'm just talking about from the stuff that I've seen. I don't know him personally.
Right.
I just can't. I can't embrace that. I can't embrace.
He's had some moments interacting with refs or a press conference after a game, after a loss. I get that. But I don't mind it. Again, I don't mind it just simply because we need a little bit of that, a little bit of juice. Everybody can't be the same guy.
And that's not about being the same guy. Win with some class and dignity. I don't want everybody to be the same or be robots, but 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Are you rooting for Dan Hurley and the Huskies to make history tonight? Or would you rather not? Or can you say, like I want to say after the game, isn't that a shame? Because that's what I want to say more than anything.
It's a shame.
We want to hear from you. It is a Magic City Monday. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay America.
That's right. Matt Leinart said earlier this week on his podcast with Jerry Ferrara from Entourage, called The Throwback Show, that over the years, not under the Lincoln Riley era, but over the years since he's been out of football, the USC football program has approached him several times about having his number 11 jersey unretired to give it to a recruit. And Leinart, to his credit, said on his podcast, no. Hell no, I ain't doing that. More specifically, here's what he said. Absolutely effing not. I'm never going to unretire for some random dude who, by the way, now could wear number 11 and then transfer after a year. Said the only way I'd ever unretire my jersey at USC is for one of my sons if they happen to make it that far and they play ball for the Trojans.
All right, Matt Leinart didn't make a lot of great decisions in college, especially going back when he was going to be the number 1 overall pick. I still say that's the craziest.
You keep saying it.
Because I've never heard of anybody who was going to be the number 1 pick out of college who wanted to go back to college and then drop to, what did he go, 10th?
No, 10th, 11th,
somewhere like that. The next year, which I just, like the number 1 pick, and you play your whole life and you're going to be the number 1 pick. You rolled the dice. You could have got hurt. So many different things could happen. But finally, Matt Leinart made the right decision. I'm not giving up my number. Once they retire your number, it should stay retired. There was a player for the New York Giants, right?
Oh, yeah, Carter. He wanted to get.
He wanted Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor. Carter.
Like if I'm the Giants, do not make a quote for the paper. Do not ask for Lawrence Taylor's phone number. Like, can you stop? I don't care if you wore up 56 in high school or what. This is Lawrence Taylor of the New York Football Giants. Read the room. Matt Leinart, you say all you want. That was a machine, that team, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. No, Matt Leinart, I'm with him. Right? Some people have said it was the greatest team ever in college football. and he's supposed to give up his number to somebody who might stay for a couple of years, might be bouncing around, who might be 47 years old. I'm not doing it. I'm not messing up my legacy. I'm not giving my number out. And you could be like the Yankees. And guess what? Aaron Judge is wearing number 99 for a reason because they got a million numbers retired. Pick another number.
You know who I'm mad at in all of this? I'm mad at USC, Rob G. You just mentioned it. The idea that you allow someone to keep pressuring you, then you pressure Matt. Hey, Matt, how's the family? How's everything going? Hey, real quick, I was wondering if you would give up your number again. We're asking again. That, to me, that's insulting to Matt Leinart and all that he did for that school. Matt Leinart had that school lit for about 3-4 year run. Obviously, you had the Carson Palmer before him. They kind of had a nice stretch there with Pete Carroll. But my point is, man, and that's part of the reason why, to Rob's always point, since I've been here, we've talked about it a handful of times, that's why he didn't want to leave. They were this singular football team in Los Angeles. He was already in the NFL. This is peak pre-social media, so you can still go to parties and wild out and not going to be on the phone and, somebody putting him out there, him and Reggie and Lindale White and all those people on those teams, they got to go hang out and be stars and rock stars in L.A. So that's why he was like, shoot, I am the L.A. Trojans. So he felt like he was in the league. And I just don't understand why they would even ask him. Because you know what else it does, Robs, both of y'all? Every time you ask, it puts me on the spot to have to look like, quote-unquote, a jerk or something, or an old head or a hater. And not that I'm saying everybody thinks that, because we all seem to be on the same page in agreement. But it's just you keep asking me, now I have to be that guy again. You know I'm not going to do that. I get the first ask if they felt the need. Hey, we got this great recruit. We're teetering on getting it between him coming here or going to Oklahoma. But, boy, if he said he can have that number 11, he would do it. Like, all right, I get the first ask. After that, what are we doing? Because now you're making me have to be the bad guy, perceptionally maybe for some people, repeatedly. So I'm mad more at the university for even asking him. He worked too hard to earn that respect. Clearly, it's not like he's going in the NFL Hall of Fame where he could say, maybe I'll just focus on that one more. So leave him alone and don't ask him again. He's absolutely right. And I'm to your last point you were saying, Rob, I'm kind of appalled that kids keep asking. It's one thing if you're the new guy on the team and you want to pay, hey, here's $50,000. I heard Rob Parker wears number 10. I want number 10. But you're a current player. Hey, Rob, here's $50,000. If you don't mind, I'll get your jersey. You say, all right, cool, I'll swap numbers with you because you're playing actively, not someone who's a legend and retired.
But what's the point on retiring a number if you're going to issue it out again? And I do blame the schools and the same thing. Like numbers, they even know. Like even before Derek Jeter's number goes to Hall of Fame is going to be retired at Yankee Stadium.
You already know.
That the equipment manager takes that out of circulation. No, the new young shortstop can't have number 2. It ain't happening.
Fox Sports Radio, it's your boys, Rob and Kelvin on the Magic City Monday. AD Antonio Daniels on the way in about 5 minutes or so. We'll talk to him. And if you miss any of today's show, you'll want to catch the podcast. All you got to do is search The Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast. And right after the show, today's pod's going to be posted. Be sure to follow us. Then when you do, rate us 5 stars. Review it. Hopefully say something nice about us. Search The Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast. And don't forget, you'll find the full version and the best of version when we are off the air. All right, 877-99 on Fox. Dan Hurley trying to become one of the greatest coaches of all time with this track of winning possibly 3 championships in 4 years if they win tonight. Are you in? Do you like him? Is he good for the sport? Rob says he's over it, doesn't like his kind of prickly personality. I say I don't mind him, the little villain in my sports. 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
Mike in Iowa. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Mike?
Hi, Rob. Hi, guys.
What's
Rob,
up, man?
I think you're really just about as obnoxious in your role as you think Danny Hurley is in his. So, I mean, I'm not rooting for Danny tonight just because I'm going for the Big Ten, but in all honesty, you can be very obnoxious, and I think if I knew you in person, maybe I'd like you, but I think if you gave Dan Hurley a chance and you got to know him, you'd probably like him. He's just passionate like you,
When
guess.
have you ever seen me treat people outside like outside of this like poorly? Seriously, like if there was video that surfaced and I was treating people
I've not seen you treat people outside,
Okay.
so I can't say that. All I can say is
I haven't treated
the way
anybody
you-
poorly.
The way you all I'm saying is the way you sound on the radio is
Obnoxious?
at times very obnoxious and frustrating. That's all.
Okay. Hey,
So I view you on the outside, hearing you the same way that you view Dan Hurley.
no,
by watching him on
I've
TV.
seen him. But I've seen him do that. We're not talking about coaching, or you might not like my radio style, but I've seen him treat people poorly. Is what I'm saying. Like just watching.
That's the new moniker.
What did he say to the referee?
You're the Dan Hurley of radio.
Okay. Oh, is that it? No, please.
With Rob Parker, the Dan Hurley of radio.
I'm actually 6'4". Okay, nobody can pick me up.
Nah, that's funny.
All right.
Oh,
no
shoot.
Napoleon here. Darren in Maryland. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Darren?
What's up, Rob and Kelvin?
What up,
I
Dave?
actually kind of agree. Hey, what's up, man? I agree with both of you, actually. I'm with you, Kelvin. I do agree. I need my characters to be that normal self. However, I agree with Uncle Rob. I think I just can't wait to say, oh, poor little fella, they didn't win. Because you know why? I feel like you can't be a privileged character. You know what I'm saying? Like you get away with stuff that nobody else can get away
Yes.
with. If anybody else had went up to a referee
And bumped him.
and bumped him or go head to face, no matter what was happening, they would have got a technical. And here's the thing about it. That Fran Fraschello said today on another show, that guy and Hurley are friends. To me, that should be taboo. I know you make friends in this business or not, but you shouldn't be friendly enough that I can come to you in a heated contest and feel comfortable enough to get up in your face or chest bump you, and you're an official of my game.
100%.
How do I know you didn't give me a favor or
A couple of calls, right?
Favor or doing, it don't have to be blatant. It could be just like subtle stuff, like a little tic-tac foul that most people overlook because a lot of fouls happen in the game that don't get called.
I wonder.
So how do I know I didn't get a favorable whistle because we friends?
No
Because
doubt.
All I know is if Hubert Davis or somebody had bumped a referee like that in celebration or got in their face, Daddy got a technical. North Carolina would have ended up losing on free throws. And then
they would have gone crazy. They would have gone crazy.
I do
Thank
wonder
you.
if that has something. Rob G was telling us that referee is not coaching in the national championship game, and I wonder.
You mean reffing?
I'm sorry, with reffing in the national championship game, and I wonder if that has some. Not so much that he didn't call a tech, as much as the fact that it might get out there. They're cool. They're friends. Or
That's
something.
no good.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Let's squeeze one more in. Drew in New Jersey. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Drew?
Hey, I agree with the first caller. Rob is the Dan Hurley.
Oh, God, don't say that. Don't say it. I just threw up in my mouth.
I like
Drew.
both of you. So
I just threw up in my mouth.
You.
My God.
It's a compliment.
That is funny. I'm getting you a T-shirt.
But
with that made
I think there's like I'm looking at it from this perspective. He's winning in the toughest era because you're dealing with NIL. He doesn't have NIL players. I mean, I'm sure he does, but compared to Arizona, compared to Michigan, and look at John Calipari. He's had how many MVPs, and he can't. This guy's already doubled him.
You can't
in
coach.
championships.
Can't coach Cal. I don't know how many times I got to say
Hey,
it.
Dan just
You
an
can't
Irish
coach.
guy from New Jersey.
That's
in the
why
inner
you
city.
like him. That's why you like him.
Yeah.
That's okay.
He admitted, he's like, yeah, I mean, what you want from me?
He's just a bad guy. He could be a bad guy. Tell the referee, don't you know who I am? I would say no.
No, he was asking.
I would
did
say,
you know who I was?
yeah, Napoleon Bonaparte. Yes, I remember you.
Well,
I read about you in the history book.
I hope, yeah. Well, all the best to him except tonight. you can't win tonight. All right, appreciate the calls. Antonio Daniels, we'll talk to him in just a moment. Chop it up with some NBA headlines. Maybe even, of course, ask him about this big game coming up here in a couple of hours or so, about an hour or so. Right now, it is Monty Bolaños who is going to get you updated.
Yeah, that game, that national championship game between 2-seed UConn, 1-seed Michigan, tipping off at 8:50 p.m. Eastern time. Oh, yeah. Probably a little after 9 after all the introductions, but that is what it's listed as. Can I borrow $16,750?
What are we winning if I give it to you?
It's just so I can go to the game. Apparently, TMZ has a story that a gentleman paid $17,000 to go to tonight's game for one ticket.
Yeah, he's a big Michigan alum, probably, my guess.
Oh, that's going on. But the big news out of college.
That money should have gone to a soup kitchen. Come on, man. What are we doing?
Ridiculous. 7 for one. Also one. Like one. But the big news out of college hoops is that North Carolina has found their new head coach, and it is longtime NBA coach Michael Malone, who led the Denver Nuggets to their only championship in 2023. When it comes to the NFL, Giants All-Pro defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence has requested a trade. He will not be participating in the team's offseason workout program that opens on Tuesday, but Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson did report to the start of Baltimore's offseason workout program that started today. After 561 days of no baseball at Tropicana Field, the Tampa Bay Rays were back in action today. They defeated the Cubs 6-4. Right now, the Dodgers lead the Blue Jays 2-1 after the first inning. Teoscar Hernandez with a 2-run shot to start things off for LA. Nationals lead the Cardinals 2-0, bottom of the third inning. Red Sox are up on the Brewers at home 1-0, top of the third inning. Reds on the scoreboard first against the Marlins 1-0, bottom of the fourth inning, while the Royals and the Guardians are tied at 1, bottom of the fifth inning, about to start. And in the NBA, late in the first quarter, where the Hawks are up on the Knicks 25-24. Also late in the first quarter, where the Magic lead the Pistons in Orlando 23-15. And lastly here, guys, Chicago Sky did trade two-time All-Star Angel Reese to the Atlanta Dream. Back to you guys.
Thank you. All right, Monty. Appreciate it. It's the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Magic City Monday. Joined now by our man, Antonio Daniels, NBA champ, Sirius XM NBA Radio, Pelicans TV analyst, and Fox Sports Radio NBA analyst as well. You want to follow him, ADaniels33. AD, what up, man?
What up, fellas? What's going on?
How are you? All good, man.
I am awesome, man. 3 games left.
I'd love to hear that. Yes.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sad because you wanted to do the playoffs, but
not this year. That's all. It's okay. Hey, from where they started, the Pelicans, though, they got better.
Listen,
they were awful.
How many games does Zion play this year?
60. What's he at now? I think 63 right now.
That's huge. That's huge for him. I mean that sincerely. That's huge.
Yeah, that is.
All right, let's get into this real quick before we jump into the NBA stuff. National championship game. What do you got? Who are you looking at tonight? What's going to be some key factors?
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I followed the women's college basketball more than I did the men's.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just over the last probably 4 or 5 years or so, there's just I just enjoy watching the women's game. Like there are certain stars within the women's game that I literally just I love watching. The Hannah Hidalgos,
she's nice.
Madison Booker. You can go down the list of different players that I really enjoyed. Olivia Miles watching play. So, but if I have to make a pick, I'm going with UConn because I'm interested to see. I can't pronounce his last name. The guy that got injured for Michigan.
Oh, Thunderberg. Lundenberg, yeah.
Lundenberg. I'm interested to see how impactful he can be. I know when you're younger, you're kind of made of rubber, but when you have a knee sprain and an ankle sprain that severity, and you only get 48 hours to recover, I'm interested to see how impactful he can be.
They showed him walk into the bus, and he, you knew cameras would be on him, so he looked walking fine then, but again, to your point, he's trying to show for the cameras. So we'll see.
Yeah, but the thing about walking is you can control the environment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like from somebody who's been injured before, I know exactly how to move to avoid feeling it. It's like when I can control the ambiance, it's cool. But when I'm on defense, it's reactive. I can't control anything.
What'd you make of the whole Geno Dawn spat?
Oh, man.
We're going to get into this in hour number 3 for people who want us to, expound on it. But we just want to get your take on.
I thought it was so incredibly unprofessional. I thought it was so unprofessional from Geno. to respond to something that happened in pregame. Here's my question that I would ask. Number one, how would this be looked at if it was turned around?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If this was Don Staley that did this to Geno Auriemma, can you imagine the uproar that would come from this? One. But two, would Geno have been upset if he would have won the game?
No, that wouldn't have.
Not
Exactly. You know that, and that is the issue. I'm with you on it. It's such a bad look. You can't win that much, Antonio, so that when you lose and be mad. He's won way too much.
Too much.
To act like
that.
that.
You what it did, though. Another reason I didn't like it is because it took the shine off of Don Staley in South Carolina.
Yep.
And I love what Don Staley did last night, though. When she lost, he gave all the credit in the world to UCLA and their head coach.
Yep. 100%. All right, let's get to the
NBA. This is your moment. I'm going to let you enjoy it.
Yeah. No, that's the way it's supposed to be. The Lakers are banged up now. They got everybody and their uncle gone. So what should we expect here? No Austin Reeves, right? And Luka's going to Germany in parts unknown to try to do something that we don't know what's going on there. I think he's going to see Dr. Frankenstein in Germany. I'm going to assume that's what's going on. But what do you make of the Lakers?
Nothing different. Nothing different. Like it is what it is right now. There's nothing more. And I'm not telling you guys something you don't already know. There's nothing more important than this time of the year than health. It's the most important thing. And this isn't a Lakers conversation. This is a health conversation.
Right.
Because I tell you what, if you go down the list of the best teams in the Western Conference and you take away Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Chet Holmgren, and you take away Wemby and De'Aaron Fox or Wemby and Stephon Castle, and you take away Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, we're having the same conversation about those teams too. So it's not like, because Luka and Austin Reeves are gone that we're having a conversation about the Lakers that we wouldn't have about other teams. You take the top two players, the top two facilitators, the top two scorers off of any team in this league, that team is going to struggle, especially in the postseason.
Without a doubt, which is why, I mean, if do you chance it? Do you say, all right, screw it, we're going to try to make a deep run? If Luka comes back and he's like, look, obviously I'm not healthy and I'm not perfect, but I can play. Austin Reeves says the same thing. Is it worth it to you, or do you just say, hey, man, we want you for the next 10 years?
Austin Reeves is out 5 or 6 weeks, though. So even if you go on the short end of that and say he's out 5 weeks, that still puts you probably past the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he doesn't have to rush back because they're not getting out of the first round.
Yeah. Well, what about Luka, who's more important? Do you?
But the thing about Luka, here's the issue that you run into with Luka. I can't think of a time this year outside of Jason Tatum where somebody has returned and have not been on a minutes restriction.
Right, and if you're the Lakers, you can't bring him back and throw him into the fire and do all that. What are you going to do? You don't mess around with that.
Exactly, because there's a lot of questions going on right now. If you're Golden State, why bring Steph Curry back?
Right.
It's a question going on about that. And I don't think, for me, again, obviously I'm on the outside looking in. Why do you risk it if you're the Lakers? Why do you risk it? This is obviously your star for the next, hopefully, decade plus. You don't want to put him in a situation where the hamstring now becomes an issue and it leads into the summer and then it leads into next year. And that was something that he's dealing with on and off for the next 4 or 5 years. Because those hamstrings are tricky.
They are.
They are tricky, so you don't want to play with it if you don't have to.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, who's your rookie of the year? Vegas is flopping. Okay. Vegas is flipping and flopping, and I don't agree with Vegas that he all of a sudden
here's the thing. Let's say the quiet part out loud. Everybody knows that the NBA wants Cooper Flagg to win Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows that.
Why do we know that?
And you know why? You know why?
Because of how much press has been behind Cooper.
Yes, and you notice, Antonio, and Kelvin, for all-time greatness. If he don't win Rookie of the Year,
no question.
He not in that conversation. All the greats have won Rookie of the Year. Am I right?
They know this.
They know it. I'm telling you.
This. And here's the thing about the Rookie of the Year conversation. It's not about who the best prospect is. It's not who's going to be the best.
Who played the best,
term.
right?
It's who had the biggest impact this year. And I tell you what, I am a firm believer that the NBA needs to start rewarding availability. And if you look at the difference, I'm not taking away from the year that Cooper Flax had. He has a fantastic year. But Con Knippel has played in 12 more games than Cooper. That's significant. That's huge. When you talk about a double-figure game as far as games played and lack thereof, there's a drastic difference in the few in between the two. So, yes, I get that the Cooper has the NBA behind him because, like you said, Rob, it's difficult to have certain conversations long-term when at step one you didn't win Rookie of the Year. But when we look at the grand scheme of things, what Charlotte has done, they're a plus 20 more than they were wins last year, right? And a big reason of that is Con Knippel. Yeah, we can say LaMelo Ball has gotten more mature and Brandon Miller's more available, but their team is still the same. They simply added Con Knippel to that roster, and they got north of 20 more wins.
I agree, and the writers aren't going to be swayed by that because you just said it. The NBA wants it. But when they did the straw poll, Knippel had 88 votes out of the 100. So the writers,
and that's good.
The writers haven't been. They don't care about what the league wants.
It'll be interesting to see if history, though. I mean, you go back-to-back 50 and 45, point games. It'll be interesting to see if we often talk about this. AD, it's the last thing I saw. What's the last thing I saw?
That ain't it. He's had.
And I tell you what, if we are doing things and making decisions on prisoner of the
can't
moment,
be that. Can't
that's
be
the problem. It can't be that.
Because if he has a bad shooting night, say this last game of the year, he goes 1 for 11 from the field, right? Would you say, oh well, he just had a bad night at the office? That ain't fair.
What I'm saying is they've got probably like everybody else 3 or 4 games left, and if he drops 30, 40, 45, 50 in the last 3 or 4 games, I think that might. But dude, he has not. He has literally no.
When I say extremes. When I say extremes, it's like the end of the world. I told him that Jared Goff was going to throw 4 interceptions in the playoff game, and he looked at me like I had a third head, right? Antonio, and he threw 3 and a fumble. I was close.
But you say it every time. Okay. So you got one right.
All right.
You dead clock you. I'm saying.
Okay. Why did you say he looked at you like you had a third head? Like, is having a second head
for me, because people look at me already this guy's got 2
It was
heads.
an additional. I said that's the limit.
Exactly.
82 was a limit. Now you're gonna bring 3 out here.
Right. Hey, that's a touch much.
No, AD, appreciate you, man, as always.
Thank you, buddy.
For sure, appreciate it, fella.
No doubt. Make sure you give him a follow as always. You can at ADaniels33. On the way, your Tire Rack Play of the Day, plus Shekel City. We'll get that going next. It's the Odd Couple on a Magic City Monday, Fox Sports Radio.
Rob G, we saw some body cam that actually turned my stomach.
Yeah, that involved Tiger Woods. It's been the big story for about a week and a half now. Tiger Woods, of course, had a motor vehicle incident last week, ended up flipping over his SUV because he was allegedly under the influence of prescription medication. And as the body cam footage has come out slowly but surely, one thing that we saw here in the most recent clip is Tiger Woods is waiting near the police cruiser while the police are getting ready to do his field sobriety test. And at one point, he kind of steps away from the vehicle to use the phone. And you can hear him saying, "Thank you so much. All right, you got it. Bye." Afterwards, Tiger walks back, casually tells the sheriff deputy, quote, "Yeah, I was just talking to the president." And that kind of raised some eyebrows.
Absolutely. Boy, talk about trying to flex on people, right? He didn't even say. I would have said who, the PTA president? Who are you talking? Right? I was just talking to the president.
PGA, somebody.
Right, the PGA president? Are you suspended? What'd they say? Like, that's what I would have said if I was a cop in a smart alley. But Kelvin, I'm going to be real. And I've talked to you about this before. Everybody on this show knows it because I've talked about Tiger Woods. And as time has gone on, I've become more and more ashamed of what I've invested in Tiger Woods' success. I was very proud of Tiger Woods when he broke onto the scene, what he was able to do, winning that Masters. I told you I was on my honeymoon in Tokyo, and me and my wife then are sitting on the edge of the bed watching a historic moment and basking in it. And Kelvin, I went out and I bought all of his stuff, the golf hat, and you know I love to wear golf shirts and all that, invested in all that stuff. And as time has gone on, and here's the other one that I thought, wow, this guy is something special. If you remember, somebody go look it up. His very first TV commercial with Nike, he talks about, hey, at a lot of these country clubs, I can't even play there. Do you remember that? Like, that was, wow, we got this young brother who's a hell of a golfer, and he's calling out the golf elite. And you know, at Augusta for a long time, there were no black members. And people.
So 1989.
Thank you. And Tiger could have easily had an impact. But as time has gone on, I must admit, the Oprah appearance where he refused to, I guess, acknowledge that he was black, you know. And I told you that. Yeah, he made up some name that nobody had ever heard of. That was the day I took all of my Tiger Woods stuff and I put it in a box and went to the Salvation Army. And I haven't worn any since. And it's just the real talk. I'm being honest. But what I've seen now is entitlement, you know, the Trump stuff. Like, I don't even recognize this guy and why I was so invested in Tiger Woods when I feel as the years have gone on, I have less and less attachment or things in common with him. And I'm telling you, I was invested in Tiger Woods. I really was. If he was on playing, turn it on. And you know, golf is during baseball season. So you know, if I'm turning away from baseball to watch, you know what I mean? Like, he had me. I couldn't be further away from Tiger Woods, Kelvin. And that shot of him flexing, talking about, you know, hey, I'm in trouble. Let me call the president and let him know so that he can whatever. That it just turned my stomach today.
I appreciate your breakdown, your soliloquy, your thoughts there, because I don't think it really can be understated. I mean, we're talking about maybe Michael Jordan, maybe Tiger Woods of the last, 40-plus years as far as just super mega sports personalities or sports figures in American history. I mean, you might go like Babe Ruth, Muhammad Ali, Jordan, Tiger. Seriously. Like that might be the Mount Rushmore of American sport heroes. And so you're not wrong for how you felt. You're not isolated or alone. You're not an anomaly. Everyone was invested. Whatever your thing was, you could cling to the Tiger Woods story.
Yep.
Did you just love a person who is incredibly talented and who is better than anyone else by far at their particular time? Well, that's why you can be invested. If you love to see a black man in America that's doing something that we've never seen at that caliber, that level, you were invested. If you just want to see a young dude dominating, then you got it. Whatever your thing was, a dude that was doing it with some charisma, some energy, with the fist pumps and yelling, and typically you don't get that in golf, you can find whatever way. If you wanted to go with just a young, good, what we thought role model, a guy that you would say, hey, to your son or your daughter. Or, hey,
family man.
A family
right,
man.
The way he was portrayed.
How much money is
Flo
Rida making off this song? My goodness. Hey, it's in every movie, commercial for years now.
And every toothpaste.
Every toothpaste too.
Flo Rida?
Flo.
Oh, Flo Rida.
Flo Rida. That's a good one, though. It's the Odd Couple. Shout out to AD. Just joined us moments ago. We'll get that up on the pod. Rob G. Will. Appreciate that. Still a big show left. Next hour, of course, we got to get you ready for the big game, the national championship game coming up in almost exactly an hour. They say it'll be 8:50. So coming up here shortly. We'll have that for you in a bit. And also our last hour, we will have Karan Phillips is going to join us. Jay Phillips. CP. Are you with me? GP, God's property, Kirk Franklin. We'll talk to him in a little bit as well. So a lot to get to still on the show. Right now it's time for your Tire Rack Play of the Day.
Start the 8 clap in Westwood. History for UCLA. For the first time in NCAA division history, the UCLA Bruins have won the women's basketball national championship. A dominant win against South Carolina, 79-51.
See, that's a play-by-play man. He knows the history. You know what I mean? You got to say all of that in your closing play-by-play, right? So that when they replay that in a highlight reel or whatever, it says everything we need to know.
It's a great point. And that was Westwood One Radio right there. Shout out to Coach Close and that UCLA team getting the win.
We're
First
not
one
that
in
close.
history.
He's all right.
Hey, you on fire today.
No, I'm just saying.
You got some good sleep. Then we had to get up, go to church.
Nah,
Got some good
I didn't get to go to church, right?
Tire Rack Play of the Day brought to you by Tire Rack. Over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and for where they drive, ship fast and free. Backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com is the way tire buying should be. All right, it's now time for Shekel City. All right, how'd you do?
All right. Friday, 2-1. That brings my total to 97-67.
I can't even hate.
30 games over 500.
You on a Dan Hurley run right now.
No, please. I just threw up in my mouth. Don't mention him and me in the same sentence. All right, here we go. Best bet, I got the Spurs minus 8.5. They're hosting the 76ers.
That's a weird team this year. The Sixers.
Yeah. I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They'll
But
go on a nice couple games, and they'll have a couple of good. Embiid was balling when he's healthy. Yeah.
Spurs minus 8.5 at home. I'm going to also take the Cavaliers minus 13.5 against
the Wizards.
Nashville. I mean Memphis. Sorry about that.
Yeah. LeBron want him to move.
Yeah,
I can't believe we respond to the black thing everybody was talking about.
Yeah. What?
When people are like, "Oh, you don't like black people."
Why? Because he was playing golf and telling them how to take it out of the black city, the team?
Well, I don't like the way you put a little too much ack in that black. The black city.
I'm just saying, Memphis.
People always do that. They'll crack me up in the news. New report says that black people,
All right,
way too much ack in that black.
Denver minus 7.5 hosting the Trailblazers. So we got Denver minus 7.5, Cleveland minus 13.5, and San Antonio minus 8.5. And remember, I'm not telling you who to bet on. I'm telling you who I bet on, and I'm 30 games over 500 going into tonight.
Yeah, big shout out to you. You've been balling. I gotta hit a hard reset at some time.
Oh, somebody just hit a home run for the Dodgers. Who is that?
I wasn't looking. Oh, Freddie. Freddie does what he does.
Okay.
What he does. Third of the season. All right. Real quick, Lamar Jackson look like he's showing up for camp, which he hadn't done in years, which is abnormal, to the tune of $1.5 million he's giving up for missing these camps. That's when you know you just don't want. He hit him with the magic, Raji. I'm not gonna be there. Like, you don't mind giving up $1.5 million to show up, but new coach, mentor there, defensive coach, which obviously is something they need. Familiar with the team, but I thought it's good for him. Like, good for him to show up, say, new regime, new system, new all that. We need me. I wasn't my best last season. We as a whole weren't our best. Let's show up. Let's hit a hard reset. Let's get back to being Super Bowl favorites like they have been the last few years.
It's not going to be the difference when whether you win or lose. It just isn't. You know what I mean? But I just like the idea that you show up, show support for the new coach to say, okay, let's, get there. But whether you come or not, it just doesn't mean anything.
It might be, though.
He won a couple.
It might be the other thing because it ain't worked. They ain't got nowhere near the Super Bowl beforehand.
But there's plenty of other great players who haven't shown up. You know what I mean? And it doesn't. I don't know how many Chiefs went to.
Rob G, was Patrick Mahomes showing up early? Well, dang it, Lamar, you show up early. Was Tom Brady?
Yeah, please. But that ain't got nothing to do with that. Them winning have nothing to do with showing
that might
up
be, but you know how at a certain point you got to do the complete opposite. Whatever you've done, that might be where Lamar is like,
this
all
is
right,
not a George
give me to?
Costanza situation.
Let me do the opposite of everything. It might have a shot to actually.
I just think it's a good show for the new coach. That's
I agree.
all.
I mean, especially from your leader showing up again. He didn't even have the season he would have wanted. I mean, his seasons have been incredible the last 4 or 5. So
they almost made the play. As bad as they were, he drove them down the field for a field goal, and the guy missed it.
He did.
Like, seriously. 2 years ago, they had a chance to tie the game in Buffalo, and Mark Andrews dropped the
I
time.
don't know why they're snake bitten.
That's the last 2 years. Think about how the last 2 seasons ended.
Snake bitten team for sure. They're trying to get some better mojo around there.
We are Fox Sports.
It's the Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong.
You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice.
And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion.
Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King.
The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun.
I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
In men's college hoops, North Carolina is hiring longtime NBA coach Michael Malone to be their next men's basketball coach. The championship game between 2-seed UConn and 1-seed Michigan is almost here. The NCAA men's national championship game will tip off from Indianapolis at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. Right now in the NBA, Mikal Bridges has 11 points for the Knicks, but they're losing to the Hawks 46-43 with about 5 minutes to go in the first half. Paolo Banchero has 14 points for Orlando as the Magic lead the Pistons at home 44-41 halfway through the second quarter. In the NFL, Giants All-Pro defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence has requested a trade, and he will not be participating in the team's offseason workout program that opens on Tuesday. In Major League Baseball, Freddie Freeman with the home run. The Dodgers lead the Blue Jays 4-1, bottom of the third inning. Red Sox blanking the Brewers 3-0, top of the fourth inning. I'm Amancio Bolaños.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Hour number 2 on a Magic City Monday here on the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. Don't forget to check out our brand new YouTube channel. We appreciate everybody who has subscribed, but there are more of you out there. We know it. Just search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Again, that's Odd Couple FSR, and hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up icon. Comment away. We appreciate you. Just search Odd Couple FSR. A lot of other stuff to get to in this final, in the second hour, I should say, of the program. And, of course, the national championship game is going to start in about 48 minutes or so. That's a tip-off, or at least that's what they say it will be. So somewhere around there.
Rob G, we got a big game. And kind of an out of the blue Michigan team. I mean, they've had good teams over the last decade, been to 2 other national championships in 10, 12 years. But this team definitely caught everybody off guard.
Yeah, and the big reason why that they're here in the championship like they are is because they made a coaching change. Juwan Howard, the Fab Five, tapping into the legacy of Michigan, didn't really go too well. So they went outside the box. They brought in Dusty May, who last I checked was at FAU a couple of years ago. He comes in, completely reshapes the image of the Wolverines roster. This current group has 4 of their 5 starters that weren't there last year they got from the transfer portal. And, in fact, that's been a big talking point throughout this tournament is that, Michigan's buying players to a point where May actually said ahead of the Final Four, quote, "We took 4 guys out of the portal. If you listen to the college basketball gospel, we took 17. And that's all we have, and we should have a bunch of fifth-year seniors in year 2. But it's not always common for guys that could potentially lose minutes, lose shots, lose accolades, and personal ambitions to do things for the betterment of the team, but that's what we have here.
And I think now we're in an era where gone are the days where you grew up and you knew the team and you had the players and you felt their pain, and this freshman, don't worry about it, he's going to get better, and this group of freshmen team, wait till they're seniors. And we're past that at this point. And if Michigan were to win, between them and Indiana winning football, Rob, I think we're in a completely different era of college sports where it is 1,000% officially like the NFL in that it's about the name of the team more so than the names on the back of the jersey. It's the front of the jersey.
What do you mean? In the NFL, you don't care about Patrick Mahomes?
No, I mean,
care about the players.
But the NFL has built herself on the shield that it's not about superstars like an NBA. If Tom Brady leaves, dang it, the Patriots still are there. If so-and-so leaves,
they weren't good for when Tom Brady
No, I'm not
first
saying,
left.
no. Good players matter, but what I'm saying is the NFL built themselves up on the game, the teams, more so than an individual player. They don't have the same necessarily cachet of star power as an NBA where it's definitely become more about the singular player. So, to me, that's where college football just proved in that in Indiana, none of us had Indiana winning a national championship, let alone sniffing a chance or a shot at it. And then all of a sudden you're able to Cignetti comes, brings a bunch of former players with him, and goes and gets some older guys. We talked about they had the oldest average team.
Yeah, 28, 29.
It was like 23. But I get your point. And they got
older than that. Wasn't it, Rob G, 26?
I think it was 23 and a half or something like that.
That's
but
older than that.
You bring a bunch of older players. You bring a bunch of guys from your school, the transfer portal. You bring an older, instead of, like I always say, instead of developing freshmen who might take a year or two to develop physically, grow into their manhood, I'm going to get the grown guys who are already big from other smaller schools, come play with me, and it's a different college football than the old Nick Saban and Ohio States and Michigans and Texas, where guys come and they develop in a year or two and they say, you're going to be our running back your junior and senior year. You're going to be our quarterback your junior and senior year. Now, if I don't like it, I go somewhere else. Somebody else gets me there. They recruit me. And now we're seeing it in basketball, which was interesting. If you watch the alternate telecast, it was the Fab Five, a team that played as fabulous freshmen. Then they came back as sophomore years. They went to championship back years. They lost both of those years. And then all of them stuck except Chris Webber, who went to the NBA. But now you got four of the five guys there again another year. My point is you got to see those guys grow and develop, and you felt familiarity. We're past that now. 4 of the 5 starters in Michigan, out of the blue. You know I'm from Ann Arbor, and I'm like, who, where, when, what? Who are these guys? And next thing you know, you could be winning a national championship, cutting down the net. So we're just in a different era where now officially there's no more of that. This is why Dan Hurley is the last of the Mohicans in that sense. Dan Hurley is the last to kind of get guys, keep them around from these big programs, because guys are bringing in a bunch of transfers, bringing a bunch of new guys, switching teams, doing this, buying guys. So I'm like, man, if Michigan wins, this is just, you have Michigan winning in basketball, Indiana football, where this is the new model for college sports.
If Michigan wins, which I hope because of Dan Hurley, it will be a fraudulent national championship.
And you said that with Indiana.
And I'm staying consistent. Fraudulent from the standpoint that I hear you about buying it, but it just, if you're a Michigan fan, you don't know who these players are.
Oh, you
can sit there and act like, oh yeah, this is great. No, you don't know who these guys are because they just showed up. They got paid a lot of money. They're gonna win this championship, and it ain't the same feel that college is supposed to be about. Like, it's just, this is not what college is supposed to be about. Where you see a team, and you might look at it, Michigan a couple years ago and go, man, when they were freshmen, I was like, this team, if it stays together and they add up like a shooter or whatever, man, I can see them winning a national champ. That's what it used to be like. And I'm not saying we're going to go all the way back to the Fab Five and stuff like that. But this whole idea of just going out, here's your budget, I got $40 million or whatever it is, let's go get some 24-year-olds, and that's how you win. Florida won last year, and only 2 of their starters were from the portal. So you can still win the other way if you have you might add a couple pieces to add to missing pieces that you don't have or that you haven't developed. So in Florida's case, they didn't do what Michigan did, and they still were able to win a national championship. So, I mean, I'll call it fraudulent. I'll call it not memory worthy because there's no history. It just kind of came out of nowhere, plopped on the, on the screen. Your team won. You cheer. You're good. You're happy for it. But do you really? I'm just telling you, it ain't the same. And if UConn wins, they really can buy into that they've had this team and this run and players that you know and you've grown to love and you've seen them develop or whatever. And Michigan, if they win, they win. But I'm saying it doesn't have the same feel.
And that's why it's kind of a battle of the methods right now. It's a battle of the which is the way. Do you want the Dan Hurley for, you got some guys who came from different schools, but you got guys who have been there for a few years, been there for this run. Your best player, Carbana, is this will be his third – Caravan, this will be his third title if he were to win it tonight. I mean, he's been there for the whole ride. So you have some players like that. And even when you go to Florida, if almost half of your starters are transfers, not a freshman and a sophomore or 2 freshmen who just kind of moved up, and you got these young guys with the other guys, this is just where we are now. Go and get the older players, go and get these transfers, and make it happen. And if you got a bunch of money, which once they allow – and here's the irony of it too, Rob G. Michigan gets in trouble because they had a booster, allegedly, and all that, and guys who got a couple of dollars or whatever and Jalen Rose and them talk about, man, he's just helping us out with pizza money. That's taboo. Now you can open up the pocketbook, and you open up the pocketbook to like a school like Michigan, whew, right? What can't they do on both that's football and basketball? So the irony is you got the Fab Five who had to go through the grind and go through this and do all that, and they couldn't get pizzas or a couple of bucks. Now you get the transfer. We'll pay you any kind of money you want. Come play for us. Come to Death Row. And that's just the era we're in right now. So if you're an old school traditionalist, then you might be pulling for UConn. If you're kind of, hey, just take full advantage of the era you're in. That's what Dusty May was saying. He was like, hey, all I know is this is the rules. This is the era.
No, I mean, he can do it right, but it still doesn't make it feel right or good. Like you just said, you're a Michigan fan. You don't know these guys.
I know.
Right. And anybody who tells you at Michigan that they do, they're lying to you. They just showed up on campus this year, right?
Mm-hmm. 4 of the 5 starters did.
Yeah, they just showed up. So it's like, okay, I don't know anything about them. Playing great. I didn't know he had 2 kids and was married, or whatever it may be. I'm just saying.
I mean, they are that old nowadays. That's why I go back to my point of it's really going to be what's in front of theirs. Like if you're a Michigan fan or a Kansas fan, like you have to just be a fan of that. It's gone are the days. Of course, I'm a fan of the school, duh. But I love these players. I love, Jerry Stackhouse, Rasheed Wallace in the gang. I love these, the Christian Laettners, Bobby Hurley, Grant Hills. Like that's gone. You just love Duke. You just love Florida. You just love Alabama, whatever your school is. That's just where we are now, I'm saying, because growing up, loving and see that era of developing in your love and adoration for this group, this class, this freshman class, or these guys, coming up is gone.
I don't think it is because you just saw it with Florida. That was just last year. Like you could still have 4 out of 5 starters is heavy. You know what I mean? Adding 1 or 2 players from the portal or whatever, that I can understand, and people could still feel like, I know these other guys. Michigan feels like when you show up to the park and you got a squad, you brought your squad to run everybody off the court, and these guys are way better than them. You know what I mean? And you just feel like
you lose the feeling of organic.
Right. You want it to be some
all right,
organic.
you shoot for pick. All right, I got first pick. Give me that guy. Who you got? That guy. Give me that guy, and you're putting it together. Rob G.
So, Rob, you say you want organic championship. That's going to make you feel better, right? So
in college.
Here's my question. Michigan, during this tournament run, are winning their games by an average of 21.6 points per game. That'd be the second highest mark in college basketball history. Does the fact that they're not just winning, they're blowing teams out, does that make it more memorable then? Because they're not just squeaking by the way Florida did.
I don't think
teams.
I don't think it makes it more memorable. I'm just saying as a if you're a Michigan fan, I don't know if you have a real connection to the team is what I'm saying. I don't think that there's a connect like this. It's just impossible. It's one season they just showed up. You didn't know who these guys were, and now they're in the national championship game. And
to add to your point, if you could tell me we're all in heaven, we're just having fun, making up hypothetical, scenarios, and you told me that the Fab Five will lose to Duke their year 1 when they were freshmen, and they would bounce back their sophomore year and win versus this year, it would absolutely be the Fab Five. And not just because it was my era, but it's to your point of you saw the bumps and bruises. They lose to Duke.
You were invested.
They lose right. They lose to Duke big in that first chance title. They just weren't ready. They were freshmen. He said, man, another year under the belt. Because what did Duke do? Duke lost to UNLV, and they needed another year and all that. So you're like, man, so you're like, this could be our Duke team like that. And then they come back, and obviously they get to the championship game, and they lose to North Carolina. But my point is, you felt like you had something invested. You felt like you grew with the team. You felt like you knew them. And that is absolutely missing in college sports. Again, I love what Cignetti came in there and he just thugged his way through college football. This is how I'm doing it. Get with it. I'm bringing my guys. Deal with it. And obviously, and that's what Michigan has done this year. But it does lose that I know those guys. I feel connected to those guys from sports. And it's kind of a hitman for hire feel. But that's the era we're in, especially if Michigan were to win tonight.
No doubt. 877-99 on Fox. 877-996-6369. Would it feel dirty if this transfer-laden Michigan team winds up winning the national championship? If you touch it, would you have to wash your hand?
I don't feel
if you went to the bank,
extreme.
Would it be like a $3 bill?
No. Shout out to we do. What's a $2 bill though? We still get anybody got one of those?
Yeah, we still get those. 877-99 on Fox. 877-996-6369. We'll continue that conversation next with you. It is The Odd Couple, where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay, America.
All right, let me tell you, got to hook you up some information. That's what I love to do. Right now, I got to tell you all about Webull, and I'm at Express Pro. Let me tell you about Express Pro. When production levels change, you need a workforce that flexes to match, so having the right staff to meet productivity isn't just necessary. No, it keeps costs and manufacturing down and also keeps you in check. So Express Employment Professionals is your best resource for success. Visit expresspros.com to find your local office and discover how Express Employment Professionals can help you hire smarter and faster. Your local Express team understands skilled labor and can easily connect your business with the right workers when you need them. From assemblers and machinists to quality control inspectors, maintenance technicians, and production managers, Express Employment Professionals has the skilled talent you need. As one of the largest industrial staffing companies in the States, Express can help your business stay efficient, flexible, and competitive. Find a location near you at expresspros.com to get the local support you need and avoid an onslaught of online applications and sorting through unqualified candidates. So put people back in hiring with Express. Whether you are ramping up production, managing change, or looking for a solution to a skills gap, Express Employment Professionals, your connection to the right workforce. So visit expresspros.com. Express Employment Professionals, respecting people, impacting business.
Well, first off with Floyd, as you guys know, we broke it on this show. Floyd Mayweather signed a deal to fight Manny Pacquiao this September at the Sphere. Ephraim Salaam and his company set it up, so that was big news for us. Now, we found out in the last couple of days that Floyd is now saying, we don't know if it's going to be at the Sphere, and it's only going to be an exhibition.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Pacquiao's team saying, no, that's not the case. We have 3 different contracts that you've signed. Each time you signed it, you took money out for signing that level of a contract. No, just you sign this portion, you get this amount of money. You sign it. So he's done those 3. He's already also taken an advance on his purse anticipation of September's fight, right? So that's one. Number 2, Kirk Cousins just signed with the Raiders, right? It's basically a 1-year, $20 million fully guaranteed deal.
Even though they announced
Dude, they got that looking crazy. It was like 3 years, $80 million or something.
Because they put all the void years and stuff like that.
But why even?
Just stop.
As an agent, I would be like, we're not announcing that. No, he did not.
But it
sign
helps
that.
the agent, Rob.
It does. It looks better.
Because he doesn't get that money, though.
I know, you know that I know that you know that I know.
Right.
But everyone else just sees, ooh, 380. Yeah. You can go, look, man, I just get all these people this month. I'm the top agent.
And they know Adam Schefter will put it out there.
Yep.
It's so ridiculous.
Dude, that was one of the more misleading ones of all time,
absolutely.
actually.
So guys, just context with Kirk Cousins, right? He got the 1-year, $20 million. Kirk Cousins,
don't do that.
Since 2016, after his rookie deal expired, has signed 7 different contracts, either free agency or extensions. All of them, all fully guaranteed, totaling $348.8 million. He has 1 playoff win in his career.
It is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And those owners, you remember when Deshaun Watson got the fully guaranteed contract, it was the end of the world. But they keep, for whatever reason, Kirk Cousins gets to walk in there and negotiate and then give him a fully guaranteed contract, which is mind-boggling, especially without the results.
Yeah.
I think he's the Jesse James of the NFL.
Wow.
He has robbed team after team after team and not delivered. You know, like you like that? No, we don't like that. We don't like that. And that's the thing I'm talking about is, dude, when I think of guys who have robbed sports organizations, fleeced teams, taken ill-gotten gains, Kirk Cousins' name is at the top of the list. You just said he won over $340 million?
Yep, I'm looking at it right now. I got it at 321, but it's somewhere in there. 340.
But with 1 playoff win.
Oh, with the 20, yeah, plus the 20, yep.
341.
Yep, because of the 20 on top of the 321, yep. Listen, I told Rob G, I asked him, we're going over the show, and I said, where can I get a Pooh Shiesty? And for somebody listening right now who might not know, Pooh Shiesty is known for having on these ski masks, like, where you do, well, obviously you could be skiing, but you can rob somebody. And dang it, his new name, it used to be Kirk, your cousin, not my cousin was his nickname for me. Now it is Kirk Shiesty, because he is out here robbing the bank. The idea that Kirk Cousins at the end of his career may have earned more than any top 5 player of all time is crazy.
It really is. I don't know what they love about Kirk Cousins. I don't know what they feel like he can walk in and they're gonna just give him whatever he wants. It's mind-boggling.
I don't know. Yeah, to your point. I mean, has he had a good career? Yeah,
not
but
for,
to
not
the
for that
tune
money,
of almost $500 million for one playoff win, he is officially for me Kirk Shiesty. And I hope that's, he had the little one where he had the chain on. He was on the plane all hyping it. Put the Pooh Shiesty on that saga. I need that.
But don't forget the other guy, Floyd Mayweather, who we mentioned earlier. He's on that list too. And I know he's made a ton of money. Those fights, horrible. Just horrible. Oh, he's a defensive specialist. You don't know about. That's good. Not entertaining. Can I say not entertaining, especially at the end?
Yeah,
I wasn't interested in watching them. They were boring fights.
Here's why I will push back on the Floyd. Because there was a point when he was Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd. And that boy was fighting, scrapping. And then even a little bit of the beginning of Money Made with Coda, obviously Oscar De La Hoya, Sugar Shane, he was scrapping for a handful of years. I'm knowing Rob G, I'm missing a couple other fights you could throw out there. To me, Floyd did it where he ended up earning the chance to be a robber. I'll give you that at the end. But he kind of earned that chance. Kirk has never really done that much to warrant all of this.
But wait a minute.
He's been solid. He's been good at some time. I'll give him that. He's been good at times.
But what about the McGregor fight? What was it?
That was ski mask. That was Pooh Shiesty era.
And you know what? It was he even knew that you remember the video before where they had ski mask on and they were like, we robbed everybody. Yes. They even kidded about it.
Yeah.
Because they knew that was a highway robbery. I told you it was the first time in American history that a white guy got welfare from a black person. Because that McGregor got paid out for what? I don't know.
This was your era, Monty? It's a fun time. The Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Magic City Monday. And with the championship game going on, be sure to check out the standings in the Fox Sports Radio Bracket Challenge at foxsportsradio.com, where our hosts are competing against listeners. So congrats to listeners Jason O. and Matthew K., who are atop the standings in first place heading into tonight's game. In the host standings, you got Ben Maller. He is in first place and will win the host competition if UConn wins it all tonight. If Michigan wins, either Colin Cowherd or Martin Weiss will have the host bragging rights. The winning listener bracket after a champion is crowned will win a $1,000 gift card. The Fox Sports Radio Bracket Challenge is presented by Webull. It's time to get your financial portfolio game ready.
I'm calling foul.
On Martin and Colin?
Yep. Colin's wife is from Michigan, and Martin graduated from Michigan.
Yeah.
Did you know that Martin did all chalk for his bracket? He didn't pick a single upset. He did all chalk, every single favorite.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, if there's ever, I think this era to chalk it up, this might be the chalk it up era. This might be that right now, the time to do it. With Webull, get powerful investing tools and real-time data all in one platform. Get started by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com. Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC, FINRA. Investing involves risk, and for more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures. Talking about, the game tonight. We got coming up here in about 25 minutes, probably more like top of the hour when it'll actually get started. Did you happen to catch any of that Fab Five telecast at all?
No.
That was it was pretty cool. Obviously, I'm growing up watching them. It was cool to see.
I never missed the Fab Five.
Yeah, it was cool to see all they've been through. They took a few shots at Michigan too during it. Just the whole Michigan didn't, that as they put. I think Ray Jackson said it. They ain't rock with us for a while, and
because they broke the rules.
Yeah,
because they broke the rules.
And he said, "Put the banners back up."
No, because they broke the rules. Come on, man. Like that's where you need some pushback or somebody to say,
"What,
dude? I get it. Okay, it's great. You're back with Michigan, and they kind of like." But at the time, they put them in peril by what they did. That's all it is.
Do you put the
it's banners
part of
up?
History?
No.
Rob G, do you, if you're Michigan, you say, hey.
Yo, I got a better question for you.
Okay.
Off of this, what you guys were just talking about. But yes, I put the banners up.
Okay.
No.
You?
I'll take them down.
So they are, and Jalen Rose has said this, like they are the most talked about Michigan team ever. The Fab Five. But they're not the one that's won a championship. That would have been the Ramil Robinson, Glenn Rice.
Terry Mills.
Okay, so if they win it this
3
year.
Mills.
3 Mills. Yeah. 3 Mills.
If
He was
they win it
early
this
picking
year,
Pop 4.
Will this team be talked about more than the Fab Five or more than
Roger, wait a minute. You said that was a better question?
I'm
no,
asking
that wasn't.
This would be the most dominant championship run or the second most dominant championship run.
Nobody will. Fab Five is number 1 and number 2. And then the championship.
How are you going to be 1 and 2 if you didn't win anything?
Because they went to 2 champions. They went.
But they didn't win. Rob, what's the short menu look like?
No, I get it. I've argued with people all the time about
their greatness
Michigan,
or legacy.
Their greatness, because I question, and we have.
I don't disagree with that.
Like they never even won. Who did we have on the other
Jimmy
day?
King. They didn't even win a Big Ten championship.
They didn't even win a Big Ten title. Like, seriously. Forget about winning national. They didn't even win a Big Ten title. And they had a chance to. He even mentioned it. They blew a game at the end or whatever. But my point is that they are just always going to supersede because they had all these players. They went. All 3 of them went to the NBA big time.
Really good. Made a bunch of money.
Made a bunch of money. All that stuff. And
the shorts, the socks,
people
the
remember.
bald heads.
People remember all that, but they didn't win. They didn't win anything.
And to your point, I think the '89 team kind of crept up in there. You're like, oh, where'd they come from? And they were able to get a win.
Is Ramil Robinson? Why am I thinking that he's not?
He's not with us anymore.
Yeah, he
confirm
is,
that. I don't know. I don't recall that, but just confirm that just to make sure.
Why is that popping into my head?
Wikipedia says he's still alive.
Okay. Thank God. Thank God. No. That's why I wasn't that confident with it. That's why I wasn't. I just
my producer on TV stayed killing off people. He killed Betty White at least 4 times before she actually died.
Wow.
Well, she made it to 99.
Yeah, he would be like, because it was like when Betty White. I was like, what you mean was? Like she's
the whole thing is that Betty White should have been dead, but she just wasn't.
Yeah, she would. And Luther Vandross is another person that died.
You
like
know
5
what I mean,
times.
Monty? She was 99.
Luther Vandross died at least 6 times. Do you remember that? Like it was all over the radio. It was spread. Monty, I'm serious. They'd be like, and reports are Luther is dead. And it was like Luther, and then come to find out Luther died. Look at that. Luther died at least 3 times before he actually died.
He was too busy doing the Kentucky Fried Chicken ad.
All right, so going back to Michigan, I'm sorry, I don't get bugged down on this team. So the '89 team, I just looked it up. Glenn Rice went 4th, Ramil Robinson went 10th, Lloyd Vaught went 13th, Terry Mills went 16th.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Over 2 seasons. Why do they not get talked about? Because they had more NBA talent outside of maybe Weber than.
No. Jawan Howard was a
okay. So 2 guys.
Jawan Howard played 15 years in the league.
Picks. Okay. 3 lottery picks.
Okay.
They didn't have the NBA careers.
Glenn Rice.
is the only one.
Was the only one.
Terry Mills was a good just role player. You know that. 3 Mills. And Lloyd Vaught was solid for a handful of years, but that was it. Like,
shout out to the Clippers.
Yeah, Lloyd Vaught, yep.
Chris Webber playing for the Pistons at the end of his career.
Had an amazing career. He's in the Hall of Fame. Jalen Rose had a nice career for a long time, and he was the pop.
Just a nice career, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I agree. But he was in rap videos, hanging with everybody, doing TNT while he was still playing.
He's more famous for his haircut now.
And now his haircut, that is true.
And anytime you got hair that's jet black like that, it's just it doesn't even look real. Like it looks.
He admits he does. Ain't no. And not as if we didn't believe it. We didn't know already, but
no, but it's too black.
Is
what I mean?
Is that why you don't trust Broussard either?
Right, but I'm not into
too
the
brown.
color.
Look at me. What would you look like if you dyed your?
I'm never happy.
If I made you dye your hair or your beard,
you know what I mean?
What would you want?
No, I wouldn't.
If I said you had to dye one or the other, the beard or the hair.
Neither. This is who I am. I'm cool with it.
What if I put a bet on it? One of our next bets. If you lose, you got to dye your hair.
That ain't happening. I'll look ridiculous with black hair.
I don't think you would.
I would look ridiculous. Like Jet
Nobody's
black hair.
saying go Jet, Ray Lewis, Carlos Boozer with the when he had the permanent marker, the shoe polish.
Those guys look. I don't know who they look in the mirror and somebody says you look good. Like I just don't get it.
Yeah, because the Venmo hit. The Venmo hit, and they were like, "Yeah, you look great, bro."
Yeah, I talked to Chris today for the podcast. He said hi to both of y'all.
Chris who? Oh, I'm sorry.
And you know that it was a holiday this weekend, or he had a King Movement event or something.
Yeah.
Maybe both because it was Easter.
Well, he was looking crisp.
Oh my gosh,
was it
dark chocolate brown? The beard was good looking.
He was
Good.
looking
Oh
crisp.
yeah.
Oh, I believe it.
He ain't gonna play with Jesus.
on
Jesus Day.
Right.
Listen, Jesus died and rose for him day. No. It's Resurrection Day. You know he gonna do it.
In the old studio, Chris messed up the back of the studio, the wall a couple of times with that stuff. So I'm just saying.
Are you saying he soul glowed it?
He sure did.
Monty, you remember coming to America? They got up and left the soul glow, the Jerry curl
on the
stain.
back. That's a classic moment in that movie.
Are you saying that Chris Broussard soul glowed it?
That's all right, Chris. I'm not mad at him.
He's just trying to win souls too, so that's what makes
And
it
he's 5 years younger than me. He's dyeing his hair. He wants to have people think that he's.
You should.
Never. I'm okay like this.
I know nobody's saying you're not okay.
I'd rather be just gray, like natural.
Little, maybe the beard. More than the hair.
And men look distinguished with gray.
Rob,
hair.
just do the beard, but leave the mustache like Hulk Hogan.
Oh, is that that crazy?
No, let's not.
Only problem is I'd have to be something.
All right, he's not with us anymore,
No,
right?
he's not with us.
No, he's not.
All right.
So it's okay now. You do now that he's not with
No,
us.
I just because I'm like to his point. I'm like, dang, who all? You sometimes you start to forget who all passed, and you're like, ooh, wait, did it? No. All right, Monty, right now, gonna get you updated. Hey, Monty.
Hi, guys. Yes, the game is almost here. The NCAA Men's Championship game between 2-seed UConn and 1-seed Michigan. It's going to tip off around 8:50 p.m. Eastern time from Indianapolis. And the search is over for the Tar Heels. North Carolina is hiring longtime NBA coach Michael Malone to be their next men's basketball coach. When it comes to the NBA, still early in the third quarter where the Hawks lead the Knicks 60-57. At halftime, it's the Magic who are up on the Pistons at home, 69-55. Paolo Banchero leading the way with 21 points, while the 76ers lead the Spurs in San Antonio 24-22. They're late in the first quarter. Paul George, he's got 11 points. And the wait is over. We've all waited for Cal Raleigh to hit his first home run of the season. 10 games in, he got his first home run. Mariners and the Rangers are tied at 1 apiece.
Can you say anomaly? I'm sorry.
60 ain't happening.
Top of the second
that
inning.
ain't the chance of that happening again, please.
Yeah, but the way at least he's got it. So now he can. People aren't waiting for him to get his first home run. He got his first one. Twins are shutting out the Tigers 3-0. Bottom of the third inning. Freddie Freeman, you guys mentioned the home run, extending the Dodgers lead. They're up on the Blue Jays 6-1, top of the fifth inning. By the way, Blue Jays catcher Alejandro Kirk is going to undergo surgery on his left thumb. The Cardinals and the Nationals are tied at 3, bottom of the fourth inning. Brewers and Red Sox tied at 4, bottom of the fourth. Padres shutting out the Pirates 4-0, bottom of the sixth inning. Royals lead the Guardians 4-2, bottom of the eighth inning. Reds over the Marlins right now 2-0, top of the eighth inning. The Mets did place Juan Soto on the 10-day IL with the calf strain that he suffered on Friday. He is expected to miss 2 to 3 weeks with that injury. When it comes to the NFL, the league and the NFLRA are going to resume negotiations this week on a new CBA to replace the one that expires next month. Also, ESPN has a story that the Chicago Bears are going to decide where they're going to build their new stadium in the next few weeks. If Illinois doesn't pass legislation for Arlington Heights soon, sources believe the Bears are likely to be Indiana bound. 2 proposed sites in Chicago are not considered feasible. Next to Soldier Field, and the land known as Michael Reese was evaluated and rejected by the NFL and the Bears. So maybe on the move.
That would just be weird. The
That
Bears
would
in
be.
Indiana.
It would be very weird.
And a lot of teams don't necessarily like the Giants are in New Jersey, and
right.
It ain't the same.
No.
I'm telling you,
Bears.
people in Chicago will not be.
I agree.
I don't believe that.
Chicago just has that. It needs to be there because anybody who's ever traveled to New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, those states are so well. New York is obviously bigger, but they're so small and they're so intertwined that it's not a bad thing if you're right across the river. And they almost kind of are the same. Chicago is Chicago is Chicago.
What you call it is only. I think Giant Stadium and the MetLife or whatever is either 7 or 11 miles. That's all. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Even though it's that
right there.
close.
Yep.
Like 7 miles or 11 miles from Manhattan.
It's and if you've been there, like I said, New Jersey, New York, just very, very close, easy. A lot of people go back and forth. It's much different. Chicago is just one of those cities. Like, it's massive. It should have its own thing there. It just it only feels right. All right, Monty, thank you so much. Appreciate it. It's the Odd Couple, Rob and Kelvin, on a Magic City Monday. Facing production swings or a tough skills gap? Will Workforce Solutions from Express Employment Professionals make hiring easier? Find out your local office and see how Express can help you hire smarter and faster. Visit expresspros.com today. And now it is time for your Express Pro of the Week. And the Pro of the Week goes to Mavs rookie Cooper Flagg. He has scored 96 points in his last 2 games for Dallas. So, again, congrats to Cooper Flagg for being our Express Pro of the Week. And leads us to this conversation here, Rob G, about Cooper Flagg and where his campaign is for the Rookie of the Year. Con Knippel, a lot of people are saying it's him. It's really come down to those two. It's been a nice rookie class, too, by the way. You got some other players who have had some good campaigns, but really it's coming down to those two guys, Rob. We had AD on earlier. He thinks it's Con Knippel. His team is
in the straw poll, it was 80.
88, wasn't it?
No, 80.
Oh, 80.
We found the correct number.
Okay.
80 votes went to Knippel.
Of
That's
the
a lot.
Voted. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, you know what it's going to remind me of? It's going to kind of remind me of that Carmelo LeBron race. We're coming in, they both were highly touted, but LeBron was the guy, right? Coming out of high school, he's the guy, he's the big name, kind of already having seemed like the league is going to want to make him the face of the future of the league. Carmelo comes in, puts up similar numbers, but has more of an effect on the winning the team. They get to the postseason, and it was very close racing. A lot of people said, hey, man, this should be Melo. He's playing just as good, if not better in some cases, shooting the ball better. Team makes the postseason. And a lot of people are like, no, it's LeBron. Look what he's doing. He's doing it with less, and ultimately it would go to LeBron. And it kind of reminds me of similar, where you have Cooper Flagg. I think what he has in his favor is the more Con Knippel's teams win, and we all go, well, I'll tell you what, that Hornets team ain't too bad. That helps. To me, it's going to help Cooper Flagg, because people are going to say, well, look what he's doing with nothing. AD ain't even on the team anymore.
But what is he doing? They're not going to make the play. What?
But that's what I'm saying. They're going to say, he's producing. He has to be the end-all, be-all for this team.
But to me, it doesn't look like that. It's because somebody has to score and put up numbers. There's nobody else. If you had other pieces around and he was putting up 45, then you'd have a conversation. Oh, wait a minute. AD's on his team and he's scoring 45. Now there's a different conversation. I think not having those guys, somebody has to score. He has the green light. You're not playing games that matter. You haven't played a game that mattered in months because you're out of the race. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think those are the things that work against him, and I think that's why Knippel had 80 in the straw poll. That's a huge number, a huge, right? I can't see him in a 6-game span losing 80 to whatever the vote total, 80 to 20 or 80 to 15 or whatever the vote total was. That's a huge
The only
turnaround.
way you lose that is if it's something historic. Meaning if he puts up 451, then 45, and like I said, then he puts up another 38, 40 piece, and ends the season on kind of this crazy stretch, that might be the thing. But I think Con Knippel has benefited, and rightfully so. You want to be on a good team where they got a bunch of guys. Miller's playing out of his mind, what people expected him to be out of college. LaMelo Ball's finally been healthy for the most part of the season. We get to see how great and fun he is as a player. They got Bridges. I mean, they got a lot of talent. And by the way, if it's the Pistons or the Celtics, depending how this all works out, they're going to have their handful. I would pick both teams to win, but they're going to have their handfuls beating this Charlotte team because they're just like young enough and dumb enough to not know they're not supposed to be this good and not supposed to win a series. But I think Con Knippel, again, is benefiting from it. You have an identified role. You know exactly who you are to be on a super loaded and very, very talented team. And Cooper's just out there. And also interesting, too, when they asked LeBron about it after the game, he said he didn't want to talk about it. He kind of smiled. He said, I don't know how to answer this. But eventually he would answer. He said, if you're saying on the court, I get it. He's playing well. I know what it's like to have to be the point guard when you're not naturally a point guard and blah, 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 blah. He said off the court is not the same. He kind of snickered, and he said that's why I was hesitant to answer. I think he was saying, yeah, he was number one pick. Yeah, he was hyped up, but he ain't on my level of the hype. He ain't dealing with the scrutiny that I had to deal with or just the pressure.
He didn't have tattooed on his back the chosen one. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
Y'all really mad about that one. That, like, of all the things that people
no, but
like,
you can't act
that's like the
but
craziest
you can't,
thing.
But you can't act like the scrutiny and all that when that's the way you came in, or you gave yourself the nickname King James. Like I don't understand. He's talking about all the scrutiny. Well, there's a lot of stuff that comes with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think he's saying that the Cooper flag can disappear for 7-8 games, and none of us will hear about it. It's not a big thing. And LeBron, his hype, his thing was different. Like, I don't know if anyone will come in. Wemby didn't come in, and Wemby might dagner be the GOAT if it all worked out for him. But no, I don't think anyone else is going to be able to come in with that type of fanfare again. Because, number one, they can't even do the one-and-dones. Come out of high school anymore, so that changes the whole thing. But I don't know if we'll have that again. Do you think that type of Tiger Woods, LeBron coming into the NBA type of thing where just like you're the end-all, be-all, I don't think we'll have that anymore. Like, I just think we're too – the world is – we care about too much. We got too much on our mind. We're inundated with too much information to overly care. Like, nothing can be such a massive thing in society again that we'll look at it that way. I just don't think anybody coming out of – you know what I mean? Coming out of college, coming into pro, football, basketball, baseball – will be that again for at least decades.
I don't know. I mean, we always say that you think somebody's not coming, and then somebody shows up.
That's why I said at least decade. I
don't know. I mean, I didn't think anybody was coming after Michael Jordan. I didn't.
But Michael Jordan didn't come in the league with fanfare.
No, but I'm just saying. But to be that big, once he got there is all
Right.
I'm saying, and everybody knew it right away. It wasn't like it took him 4 years to convince people he was great.
No, this is different. All right, on the way. UNC, North Carolina, hired their head coach. Was it the right guy to hire or not? We'll tell you next. It's the Odd Couple on a Magic City Monday, about 10 minutes or so away from the national championship game. Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah, it's a big week for us here at Fox because they were killing the game when it came to the WBC ratings. The 2026 WBC final, where Team USA came up small once again, had a robust, to quote Rob Parker, 10.78 million viewers. Most watched WBC telecast on any network ever. All right, and just for some context, in case you're like, hey, 10.8 is not a big number. I've heard numbers bigger than that. For context, guys, the 2025 NBA Finals average viewership, 10.2 million viewers. So, Rob, I ask you this. With these ratings coming out for the WBC, the championship game specifically, does this cement the fact that baseball is now the number 2 sport in America, not basketball?
I'm going to say this first. Mm-hmm. I don't think it ever wasn't. The NFL, we know where that fits in.
Yeah.
Baseball, no sport can compete because it's only once a week. It's just totally different. And even the people who watch, they don't care about the teams that they're watching. They might have a player or two on their fantasy. So that changes. And the other part is the gambling aspect that you cannot ignore. Okay? Football used to be, Kelvin, on ABC for Monday Night Football for a long time. Do you know why it moved off of Monday Night Football on the network? Wasn't doing well. It was prior to fantasy.
Prior to
you know what I mean?
Fantasy
And football, so it's in a different league. Baseball, these numbers to me are significant. And part of it is you had about 20 or 25 Hall of Famers retire, right? Mm-hmm. A-Rod, Big Papi, Bonds, Poole. Am I right? Like 25. Mm-hmm. Like Hall of Famers, guys who have played a long time. So there was a lull. Then the game got boring because it was home runs or strikeouts. I'll be the first one to tell you. It was just brutal, right? No base running, no hits, the shift. Guy hit a bullet up the middle, and there's the shortstop right up behind second base, right? Take a hit away. All that. And now you look, and as you see numbers decreasing for sports leagues, Kelvin, on television, baseball has bucked the trend. Baseball's numbers continue to grow, and probably the most promising is the social media numbers, right? Because that's your future. That's your young people. So those numbers have continued to grow as well. But these numbers here are pretty shocking for me, even for me. You know, I'm okay with the WBC, but I'm not crazy, right? I'm not all the way crazy. These numbers, Kelvin, for an exhibition in March, these aren't ratings counting Venezuela, the Dominican Republic. You're not counting any other nations. We talked about the World Series numbers that were gigantic without covering Canada. Canada's numbers didn't count. So all I'm saying is, while some leagues complain, and you could go and look it up for yourself, and you've heard Adam Silver talk about, the World Series, the presidential election, this, that. Even this year, Kelvin, NBA Saturday night primetime games, down 20%. Sunday's doing way better. They're up, but they're down 20% Saturday night. So I look at baseball, I look at their attendance numbers, 73 million tickets sold. More than all the other leagues combined. And probably the best sign is that the numbers, despite, television real well, most things going down as far as viewership. You know that? National news programs. Look at all the talk shows, right, that they're canceling. Like, the numbers are not really good for television. But live sports and national news are what moves the needles now, Kelvin. And baseball is doing really well. Those numbers are ridiculous.
That's great for baseball. It's been, and I've had the honor of doing the show with you now for 2 baseball seasons, and we've sat up here, we've marveled, we've enjoyed. In my first go at it, what did we get? We got Yankees Dodgers for the first time since '81. So if you're the league,
and we're not new to the party because we talk it. You know what I mean?
Oh, without a doubt. And so what I'm going to do on my portion of this segment, Rob, I'm going to just echo what you said, but the NBA version, in that everything you said is factual for MLB. I think if you're the NBA, you take note of that, right? Fox Sports Radio, The Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, on a Magic City Monday. This is a wedding staple right here. If you don't play the wobble at the wedding or Cupid Shuffle and all those, say you having a wedding or some type of corporate function. Coming up in a few minutes.
Just to get the big girls up.
Yeah, well, hey, he does tell the big girls come back it up. Big girls don't necessarily need a reason to get up, though. Hey, come back, get it, Rob. Tell them back it up. That was very specific because he didn't say thin girls, thick girls, medium girls. He told the big girls. It was very specific to a one group of people. But listen, when the big girls get on the floor, big girls don't play. And I don't know if you found anybody more confident than some big women who got all the confidence in the world.
Who said they can't be confident?
That's what I'm saying. Shout out to the big ladies out there, not playing around with y'all on the wobble, dance floor, wherever it may be. Shout out to the ladies who are listening to the Odd Couple. We appreciate you as well. And by the way, you can always check us out on YouTube. We're there right now. Rob G can read some mob comments and YouTubian comments a little bit later on. We got the game coming up in a second as well. Speaking of college basketball, Rob G, UNC has got their guy in not Post Malone, but Mike Malone.
That's right. UNC is like, we're going to corner the market on the best available professional coach when it comes to our college sports program. They started in football. Bill Belichick, all his Super Bowls, did not fare so well for football. They're hoping now the second time will be the
Mike Malone,
charm.
though, doesn't have a 20-year-old girlfriend joining
He
him.
said, do not call him Mike Malone. Did you know that?
Michael Malone.
Oh, yeah, he's
Michael Malone.
He
He's
is
very
Michael.
much a Michael.
Yeah, that's right.
Robert Lee Parker. Can't call him Rob, call him Robert. Same thing. Michael Malone, the new basketball coach at UNC.
I don't know.
I think he's a good coach. He won in Denver. I know he has star players, and they perform well. I don't have a problem with this. I mean, there aren't that many college coaches out there. I'm talking about from the college ranks, you know what I mean, that you can go get who have done anything or won. The same coaches have won over and over, like for the most part. So who's really out there? You're going to get Bill Self. He's not leading. You know what I mean? You go through the list of people.
Well, that's the interesting
There really
thing.
aren't that many people out there for them to go get a college, for them to go get a pro coach.
They're saying is UNC losing its luster, it's kind of the cachet, because they're saying they didn't do official requests, but they kind of reached out to Dustin May, some other players as well, and
coaches.
Yeah, Tommy Lee. They reached out a handful of guys who you think, hey, this is UNC, come on over here.
He was good in movies, but I don't know if he's a good basketball coach.
Oh, was it movies or just a movie?
Movie, I guess, right? Yeah, that's true. I might be overstating.
Yeah, it might be overstating. Might have had just one great film. But they were saying they're past, you know, and they're like, hey, is UNC losing its cachet? I'm not mad at it in the sense of, like you mentioned, he's got a championship, but I feel like maybe there's more of college guys, because whether it be Jay Wright,
they gave
Donovan
Davis, like Jay
Billy
Wright.
Donovan, Jay Wright. You know, I don't, you know.
Jay Wright is retired. I do not see him coaching again. He
Got
had
his
a lot
wins and his
of
guns
he had a
straight.
lot of success. It was on television. He even retired from that. He doesn't seem like he doesn't do. He left CBS.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's doing right now, but
chilling, spending his money.
They said they had to wait a week or so for Billy Donovan to make a decision, but
What has
the
Billy
transfer
Donovan
portal-
won since he left Florida?
But one of the thing is the college end of it, because I don't know if Michael Malone is ready for what it takes. You got to travel, you got to recruit, you got to do turnover. Like, you get your guys in the NBA, and like we mentioned, yeah, you're going to replace a Brown or some guys here or there, but you got your core, 3-4 guys for a handful of years. It's different in college. And so are you ready for that? Just as you're getting going, just as you got your system,
but
boom, they're out of here.
This college basketball is more like the pros now than ever before, where I agree with you before that, like, I remember John McLeod was the coach of the Knicks when I was a beat writer, and he went to go coach at Notre Dame, which I believe was his alma mater. John McLeod. Great guy, nice guy, coach, had like a cotton as hair, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, like a poofy little afro.
I remember that.
John McLeod?
Yep.
Yeah. Great guy. And I remember talking to him after he left the NBA and went to Notre Dame. And he said it was the most humiliating thing that he had experienced, going to 18-year-olds' homes and practically begging them to come to the school. He just said it just was. He said it was really tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For a guy who had coached the Phoenix Suns and the New York Knicks, and just the difference of the two.
Well, Michael Malone's going to have to do that.
Nah, not with money.
They paying
now.
me
You ain't-
$500,000.
Nah, but you don't have to,
Look, man,
but
I
you don't
can-
have to beg people now. You got money.
I just think the turnover, too. Like, again, I mean, the game just started. You're looking at Michigan, and they got 4 of their 5 starters are new transfers. And so is he ready for that, right? You're not getting a Nikola Jokic who's like Bambi. He's getting
He's a
his feet
coach,
wet.
though. He wants a job at Notre Dame.
Oh, I'm not mad at him taking it. No. I
don't know who else is out there, like, seriously. And they gave it to a former player, right? They gave it to one of their own.
I do respect it that they went outside of that.
Because Syracuse they're still doing the same thing, and that's why they got one championship since the
What are you going to say? The Civil Rights Act?
Yeah, I was going to do something like that. Since Rosa
Parks
Parks didn't move to the back of
Since
the bus.
she said, nah.
I mean, that's how long it's been. I mean,
Rosa
that could
said,
be a new
nah.
one.
She said, I ain't doing it. She said, get somebody else to do it.
She said, I paid my money.
I'm tired.
myself.
I've been working. Get somebody else to do
tired.
it. I done had enough. Yeah, but you're a black person. You know what? Mm-mm. That's sometimes in life, it's just things change when you just say, mm-mm. That could be anything in life. You could be like, I need to get in shape. You know what? I'm eating too. I'm done. I'm moving. I ain't moving this seat. I'm about to hit the gym. I'm about to leave this relationship. That's when a lot of stuff changes. But games just started. We're heading into the first couple of minutes. No score. Well, Michigan just scored. We'll keep you updated on that as the national championship is underway. We got a whole lot next hour as well. Speaking of national championship, we got 2 coaches who have won national championships. Getting into it was how one handled it, right or wrong. Rob and I will tell you that on the other side. It is the Odd Couple, Rob, Kelvin, on a Magic City Monday, a national championship Monday as well. Stick with your boys. It's Fox Sports Radio.
We are Fox Sports.
It's the Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not going to see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion.
Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm going to go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in, and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys.
They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
The men's NCAA National Basketball Championship is officially underway. It just got going between 2-seed UConn and 1-seed Michigan. The Wolverines have the very early lead. 9-4 is the score. Yaxel Lindeborg on the court for Michigan. Solo ball on the court for the Huskies. In other college hoops news, North Carolina is hiring longtime NBA coach Michael Malone to be their next men's basketball coach. In the NBA, early in the fourth quarter, where the Knicks have taken the lead from the Hawks. They're up 81-79. Karl Anthony Towns with a double-double, 21 points and 10 rebounds. After 3 quarters, the Magic lead the Pistons 98-76. Paolo Banchero, 27 points. Halfway through the second quarter, where the Spurs are up on the 76ers 49-45. In baseball, Shohei Ohtani with his 3rd home run of the season as the Dodgers lead the Blue Jays 7-1. Top of the 6th inning. Amancio Bolaños.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Hour number 3 here on the Odd Couple. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Magic City Monday. Be sure to check out our brand new YouTube channel. The people who have joined in, we appreciate you. We need more. Come on in. That's right. Simulcast us right now. Check us out. The video of the two of us on YouTube. Just search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube.
Elijah, put the camera on, Monty.
Again,
get them subscribers up.
That's Odd Couple FSR. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up icon, and comment away. Just search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe.
Yeah, please do.
Karan Phillips, who is
CP,
a writer CP for the Contrarian, he will be joining us. He has an interesting take on actually the topic we're about to talk about. And we'll have last call later on in the program. If you're just joining us, you don't know what's going on in the national championship game. Michigan has an early lead with about 5 minutes into it, 9-4. For you laymen, that's 9. 9-4. Michigan, with about 15 minutes to go in the first half.
Can I ask you, as Michael Thompson, ask you a question, you and Rob G? Why does men's college basketball the only one still with halves? High school's been 4 quarters, Monty. Women's college basketball, 4 quarters.
Yeah, they changed it a while back. I have no idea.
NBA, 4 quarters.
I have no idea.
4 quarters. Like, what is there? By golly, this is how we did it, and we're going to stick with this. I don't get it. Like, it's stupid. I hate it. Halves? Dude, when you were in middle school, you played 4 quarters. In middle school, when you played little peewee rec leagues, it was quarters.
What I can't get over is high school basketball where they play 8-minute quarters, and a kid will score 100 points. Like, and it's 8-minute quarters. Am I right?
Lisa Leslie did that, yeah.
8 minutes.
LaMelo did
I
that.
don't even. I'm like, dude, how do you score that many points in 8-minute quarters?
Well, according to LaMelo, you cherry pick.
Well, that has to be it.
You cherry pick a little bit.
Dodgers blowing out the Blue Jays.
Yeah,
They're off to a bad start. Dodgers 9-1. 9-1.
Got some good stuff going on. But I always thought that. Rob G, you ain't got no view. Did you find that out? Why? That's just stupid, man.
It's just stupid.
Yeah. Like, just because you have – it totally makes your brain – okay, well, and even how you have the strategy of when guys – because, again, you only get 5 fouls. So it's like, what do I take them out for the half? Because if it's quarters, you can at least play that game, right? All right, I'm going to put them out at the midway of this quarter, let them stick to the rest, and then come back second quarter.
It wasn't always like that. I don't know what made the change.
I don't know what that is. They're the only ones, too. When the women's went left, I thought they would. And then, like I said, high school, 4 quarters. So strange. Anyway, speaking of NCAA, we got 2 champions who went at it, Rob G, on towards the end of our show on Friday. Some smoke.
Yeah, that was a big one. And you know what's funny is we thought it was big at the time it was happening. It ended up getting even bigger with the fallout because, in case you're living under a rock, Geno Auriemma heavily favored UConn Huskies. They were on the road to history. They were going to be an undefeated champion. got spanked by Dawn Staley and the South Carolina Gamecocks in the Final Four. Late in that game, as the final seconds are ticking away, Geno Auriemma goes up to Dawn Staley to shake her hand and is barking at her incessantly. They get into each other's face there for a second. We don't know exactly what it was, right? We find out afterwards, because Geno told us, that he was mad at Staley for not coming and shaking his hand at midcourt before the game, among one thing. He said that she was ranting and raving throughout the game as part of another. And last but not least, that her team, the Gamecocks, were beating up his players to a point that one of his players had her jersey ripped by the opposition. The problem is that we have cameras these days, and
everything is recorded.
There is video evidence of Dawn Staley shaking his hand before the game.
It wasn't at center court, but she shook his hand.
There is video evidence of the UConn player.
She did too.
Yep, the UConn player tearing her own jersey out of frustration.
Very clear. She's isolated. You saw the video.
I was so confused. We were on
isolated,
the air, and
it's just her walking.
She got fouled. She kept rolling towards the front row, and she kind of had her own moment. It was like,
And it was real bad, so much so he had to put out a statement apologizing for the whole thing, saying, quote, "I want to apologize to the staff and the team at South Carolina. It was uncalled for how I reacted. The story should be how well South Carolina played, and I don't want my actions to detract from that. I've had a great relationship with their staff, and I sincerely want to apologize to them."
That was, Geno, terrible apology. Terrible apology. You know why? Why didn't he mention her name? He didn't mention Dawn Staley's name in that the staff and all that. Why not? Why? But he still hasn't. Why not mention her? He didn't do that to the staff. He did it to her. Mention her name first. So, again, we were doing the show. I saw it. I was like, dude, what a sore loser. There's no Geno. You know how much winning this guy's done? I know they haven't won national championships of late because other people have been to the party and new people have been winning. But he's won his share. How many national championships did he have?
What was that, 8? Something like that? No,
I don't even. I think I got to use one of my toes to count.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
I might have shorted him a few too. It's insane,
right? Toes and a couple other things in order to get to that number.
I'm about to look it up right now.
But you get my point. He's done enough winning. That's what I'm saying. It's like 12 or something. Like he won like a gazillion.
12, that's crazy.
One more, and he was dying to get a baker's dozen. He thought he was going to get 13, right? Because they undefeated season and all that. Two of their best players turned up lame and played poorly, right? Been in the Final Four 25 times. Hello, Tom Izzo. Did you hear that? I'm just saying.
Dude, we almost went another week without our Tom. What are you going to do after today? This is the last game. Or Tom Izzo going to get? Are you going to bring him up again?
No, I'm not. Okay.
You'll find some reason.
But my point is strictly, Geno put on a terrible performance, and I can't look at him and not think he's a sore loser. When you win that much, Kelvin, when you lose, you got to have some grace and am I right, decorum. That was awful.
Sometimes you got to just tip your cat. But Elijah, put the camera on me. That was weak. He was being an entitled brat, and he also is being a hypocrite. What I'll break it down, it's weak because, dude, your team was being bullied around. They had been getting comfortable, won a bunch of games, and they used to losing and they used to being down. And I'm going to tell them like I tell my daughters, we'll man up. Let's go. And that's what he was supposed to do. You take that out on them. You get them going. Don't take it out on Dawn because her team came out there and they out-toughed you. And he's being, again, an entitled brat because he's used to winning. And you're right. He freaked out. What do you mean this isn't me? I usually win these types of games. I'm usually on the winning side of these. And he freaked out. And also, it's hypocritical because I know for a fact that he's going to be coaching the team. Hey, we play hard, but sometimes it's not your day, and you shake hands. You know, you understand that a team outclassed you, and it's okay. It's just part of it. Part of winning is sometimes learning how to lose, right? I'm sure he preaches that. Well, you didn't showcase
Everybody
that.
shook. All the players went there.
All the players, all your assistant coaches, you didn't show that. So you're always preaching, how to win and all of this good stuff, and you don't even show that to that type of class. To your own players and to your own student athletes. And here's the other side I don't like to this. I don't like the idea that had this been reversed, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I lived in America long enough to know she would have been the angry black woman. Had she started nutting up on the sideline and going crazy and trying to get at Geno, there they go. There she goes. There's an angry black woman. I feel like that would have been the narrative around her, surrounding her, had the roles been reversed. So it just was strange. I didn't understand it. I thought it was weak. I thought it was, again, him being an entitled brat because I'm supposed to be winning. I do this. What do you mean I'm not? We're undefeated. This is supposed to be where we go to the national championship game. And I also wonder, too, Rob G., did this play any little bit of a role to Dawn Staley? I'm not, I know she wouldn't make an excuse, but just the cloud over it for her team. You know what I mean? We're just a little bit of distracted. Just a little bit. By the way, UCLA, they're incredible. They got all these seniors. They came back. Lauren Betts, Kiki Rice.
They weren't
Jaquez
Kiki
as
after
well.
the game, I'll tell you that.
They weren't Kiki. And shout out to Coach Corey Close. We have him on all the time with Spectrums. But I'm just like, man, that cloud. And I just think he lastly stole her moment because all you're talking about is Dawn and Geno.
No.
Look at the class, Dawn. Look how much class she did. And Geno. Or look how frustrated she was at Geno. Man, look at South Carolina. They played. But did you see Geno? But I don't like that moment as well.
I'm with you. And that took away – that's why you don't want to make yourself the story and the whole controversy. But I really I don't know who their PR people are at UConn. I would have said, Coach, this apology, you have to put her name in.
You have to apologize big time.
Okay.
You were attacking – and by the way, this is a woman. And I'm not saying he was – I don't know, physically assaulted, but like you're going crazy on her to the point – I get the initial like – blah, 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 back to you. I get that and they kind of walk away. Like, he was really trying to get at her. Dawn would have two-pieced him in the biscuit. But I just didn't like it again. And especially from a coach who I know, dude, you mentioned 25 Final Fours, 12 champions. What is enough not enough? This is her era.
This is what I'm trying to say is like, you can't be like that when you've won that much. You know how many teams they ran off the court and bludgeoned and beaten down, and those coaches have to take it and come up to you and shake your hand in those moments, even though their team just got beat down, right? So now your team doesn't win, it's ugly, and I get all that, but you have to respect the game after it's all over. We see growing up, and you know this, growing up in Detroit, and me working there for 20 years, that's hockey town.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys in the NHL beat each other up. You know what I mean? It's a rough series.
Bob Probert.
And what do? They all dap it up at the end of the game and all go by.
I might have knocked your tooth out, but
exactly.
Good game.
Here it is. I'll give it to you in your hand.
I found it, yeah.
Exactly.
You just want to save you a dental expense. Yeah, my last point, too, is you also have to apologize because you made up narratives. They weren't ripping jerseys. You know, don't out here act like my players were thugs. They play tough. They play physical. We weren't ripping jerseys. We weren't doing all this extra stuff. You guys just got outclassed, out-toughed. Own it, just like you've been doing for 3 decades now to a bunch of other teams.
It's okay. It is okay, right?
And it's been the Dawn Staley era the last 5 years or so. So it's okay. And not that you won't ever win again, but you get what I'm saying? Like, she's having a great run right now the last 5-6 years. Like, let her cook.
Just be respectable, even in loss, and deal with some sort of grace when you lose. It's okay.
Adversity, right? Your team lost. You thought this was supposed to be a year. You're undefeated. It's okay. It's okay. All right, 13-13. Nice little run from UConn. Michigan struggling to score now.
Yeah, it's early. I mean, it's still got 10 minutes to go, 10 and a half minutes to go. All right, 877-99 on Fox. 877-996-6369. Has your opinion of Geno Auriemma, Geno, I always botch his name. Say it again.
Auriemma?
Auriemma. I always want to say.
Ariana Grande?
No.
Oh.
Changed after this latest incident with Dawn Staley. 877-99 on Fox. Because it definitely took me as he wound up being a sore loser. That's what I got from it. What did you think? Was it like one kind of moment? You could just kind of forget about it. It was the heat of the moment. Do you understand what he was doing, Geno, or not? We'll continue that conversation next with you It is the Odd Couple on a Magic City Monday where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay America.
LeBron may have put his foot in his mouth once again. Take a listen.
Playing 82 games in the 80s and 90s is not the same as playing 82 games in the 2020s. It's just not. The way we play, the level of pace, the level of the speed that we're playing at, it's a different game now. It's a totally different game. You know, it's a lot of soft tissue injuries that's happened now because of it.
Straight. Boulder Dash, Poppycock. I mean, come on. Like LeBron, this is where people push away. You know, when you hear this and he's trying to justify and whatnot. We get the injuries and what's going on. People used to get injured there, and it was different defensively. But, Rob G., you did the research, right? Or you found out. You got them, too.
I got the numbers.
And the numbers just don't add up for LeBron, and that's the issue. And that's what we talk about. When you listen to these terrible podcasts and there's nobody there to push back and say, well, that's interesting, LeBron, because back in so-and-so, it's the same, and you're saying you're playing differently. What you got?
Man, let me tell you. You're right, because he is absolutely right what he said. It was
that's why I want
different.
to talk to Rob G then.
I got the numbers. No, I'm saying he's absolutely right. And that the 80s and 90s was way harder to play in. Way more difficult to play in.
That's what I'm saying. All right.
Yeah, because, listen, let's talk about the numbers. First of all, LeBron typically, he can be this, he can be polarizing, he can be passive-aggressive. One of the things he normally is very astute when it comes to basketball. His acumen, he knows he's a historian. That's one of the things I appreciate.
How do you say that when he voted for Bronny for the All-Star game?
Well, that's his son. You know what I mean? Nepotism, cronyism.
Yes.
You got to get that done. But, he usually is very well studied, historically, knows the game. That's one of the things you can at least appreciate about him. This one, he's dead wrong in my opinion for multiple reasons. Number one.
Are we recording this?
The 80s was the absolute, to me, hybrid of the two. You got the fast pace, and he's talking about pacing. Let's talk about the pacing. In the 80s, it was the fastest. In fact, the only pace that they had was 1 year, 87 to 88, when they had a slower pace. They were at 99.6, which the current pace is at 99.6. After that, you're talking 100.6 to 102.1.
Did he ever watch Showtime?
Showtime. The Celtics, the Pistons, the 76ers with Dr. J, Houston with the Hakeem and Ralph Sampson. The Nuggets, they were going back in the day.
The Nuggets would score 175 points on a regular basis. Yes.
Watch
Alex
this.
English and all those guys. Yes.
Kiki Vanderway. Not only were they playing at a higher pace, what else would you see? Punches, clotheslines, and hard fouls.
And they were physical. You come into the lane, guess what? You're going to get a two-piece and a biscuit.
So they are playing at a faster pace, way more physical. They didn't have commercial airlines. They did not have the advanced medicine and nutrition that they have right now.
They used to ride next to me on the plane.
Literally.
When I covered the NBA back then, NBA players sat next to me. We were on commercial flights. Yep. We took 6 a.m. flights out of every city. Mm-hmm. Like, that was an NBA rule, because back then you didn't come back home and get in your own bed. You would go on a road trip.
Yep.
And you would stay on the road, and you would fly to the next city, and we would be on those flights.
Exactly. So the idea that, it's just so hard now. All y'all do is go 35 feet out and set pick and rolls. Now, if you want to talk about soft tissue issues and why guys are beat up and brutal, I tell you why, and I've been telling this since the duration of me on this show. It's that they only play basketball since they were 6. And that's all they do. And they're playing for their team. They're playing for the travel league. They're playing AAU. Then they play for this team.
That's not what people did. They played all sports.
They played all sports. How many times we hear about guys playing football, baseball, basketball? Oh, I didn't really lock into basketball until my freshman year because the other years I was playing this. Or in high school, I had to decide which one am I going to finally commit to because I played all of these sports. That's the issue why guys are beat down, wore out. That's why LaMelo Ball is always injured, and Lonzo Ball is always injured, and Zion's always injured.
And they played 1 million games on the AAU circuit on the
6
weekend.
on Saturday, 5 on Sunday.
Ridiculous.
Then I go back to my regular team, and I'm playing too much. But the idea that they're playing faster pace and it's harder. Yeah, right. You have everything catered to you. The best medicine, best nutrition, best travel, best doctors.
I don't remember any masseuses traveling when I was covering the NBA in the 80s. I don't remember. even remember. There was some fat guy in there rubbing you down after a game.
That's about the best you got. What was the dude with the Pistons for all those 30, 40 years? What was his name? Mike
Abdenauer.
Abdenauer, exactly.
That's a good call for you. Very good. Mike Abdenauer.
Yeah. So I'm blown away with this one, LeBron. It's a big miss because they played at a faster pace throughout the duration of the 80s. They played much more physical basketball. They didn't have the advancement of medicine and technology. So I don't get where he's going. Fox Sports Radio, Odd Couple. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. On a Magic City Monday, and for over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and for where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection. With convenient installation options like mobile tire installation, TireRack.com, it is the way tire buying should be. Karan Phillips, CP, the Contrarian, writes for the Contrarian, going to join us here in about 7-8 minutes or so. And 877-99 on Fox, you want to jump in on this. We're talking about, of course, Geno Auriemma got caught lying, got caught acting crazy on the sidelines with Dawn Staley, ruining her moment, ruining South Carolina moment. One of those rare times that the odd couple, Rob and I, actually agree on something. We're both like, that was outrageous. Thought he was being weak, in my opinion. You thought he was, just still in her moment. 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
All right, let's kick it off. Is our screen down? What happened to our screen?
Who we got, Rob G?
Chili Tim in Atlanta. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Chili? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, Rob. What's up, Kelvin? How you guys doing?
What's up, bro? Doing good.
Yeah, a couple points. Kelvin, first of all, you were right about that angle back on me. That's exactly
Hey, we got a bad connection,
yeah,
Chili.
Tim, call right back, Tim. Yeah, we couldn't really.
We can't really hear you. Yeah, we'll get you right back on. Call
Tim
us
out
back.
there in Atlanta with the Boost Mobile. Who next?
All right, Rocky in South Carolina. We haven't heard from Rocky in a minute. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. How you doing, Rocky?
All right, man. All right, Rob and Kelvin. Look, I'll be brief and as a South Carolina fan, but I'm gonna try to be objective here.
Okay.
I think I can. Having played the game collegiately myself, And I'm not gonna go after Geno or anything like that, and it's not for me to pass judgment. However, when you play the game, and whether you win or whether you lose, you do it with dignity and humility, whether you win or whether you lose. And excuse me, sorry to cough.
You're good. It's okay.
Something here.
That's all right. I covered my mouth. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. But nonetheless, at the end of that, yes, I just think you have to be able to win and lose because, I mean, it just is. So it's a bit disappointing for me to see how the end of that game transpired and all of that. But you just have to. That's the spirit of competition and playing, and you play the game, but you don't always win, and he didn't do a very good job of that.
No doubt, we appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I just didn't, and the apology was really bad. Did Tim call back? Did we get him, Rob G? Let's go to Chili Tim in Atlanta. Your phone was acting up. How are you?
I'm good, guys. Is it better? Can you hear me?
I don't know what's going on.
A little bit. It's not.
Well, real quick, I just want to remind you guys, like, you're right when you said entitlement, because you remember Krzyzewski, his last home game, how he went off. Tom Brady, when he wouldn't win, it's like they're entitled, and when they don't win, they just kind of lose it, you know? And it's just what it is. It's just entitlement. They expect to win. They expect to be treated one way when they're blowing people out. And think about it. Connecticut blew South Carolina out in the game last year, but Don Staley took it. You know, her team took it.
Right.
They just came back and beat them this
right.
year.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's
Absolutely.
a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. She handled it with class. And even yesterday, losing to Corey Close and UCLA to Bruins, she dapped them up, loved them up, supported her, and, you know, was happy 15 years at UCLA, finally getting a win. So, yeah, again, nobody's saying his career is in jeopardy, his legacy. But for me, it's just more so I know what you're teaching these young ladies. I know what you're preaching. And you did not practice that at all.
And Dawn didn't want to take away from UCLA, right?
Right, 100%.
And that's
they kept asking her about Geno, and she's like, I don't want to talk about it.
We're not talking about that.
Let them have we got smacked up. They won. They deserve this moment.
Exactly. Let them have their day in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. 877-99 on Fox. I know we do have one more call. Kurt in North Dakota, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Robin, Kelvin, thank you so much. You guys are the best. I'm an old Big Ten guy, and
appreciate you.
I remember. I love you guys. You guys are the best. There's no other sports talk show out there like this.
Appreciate
all the voices that you bring to us. But anyways, I'm old enough to remember when the great Ohio State coach Woody Hayes clotheslined a player that had just turned over Ohio State on the football field.
We've talked about that. That was crazy. Yeah, we talk about that too.
That was a tremendous stain at the end of his career, and basically like a stain that really hurt him bad, you know, his reputation. And so if this sticks to Geno, like that stuck to Woody, that's a really bad thing. I feel bad for him. But anyways, I love Don Staley. Love your show. I'll shut up so somebody else can get on. But keep up the good work, man. I love you guys so much.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Kurt. Appreciate you, my man.
I mean, it could have, to his point, it could have got back. What if the old hold me back doesn't work? Meaning, like, what if he did get through? Or what if Don got through? You know what I mean? Like, where was it going to go? Because, you know, everybody's pushing you back, and you get to get amped up even more and more. Like, where would it have gone? Because the Woody Hayes one was crazy. Remember that?
If I was Dawn, I would have pimp slapped him.
Yeah.
Backhand, pop. What are you doing? What are you doing?
She is from Philly.
I want to see that.
Don't play with her. She's from Philly.
And you better not touch a Balenciaga shirt or Louis Vuitton. I'm just saying.
Might have even added to it right there.
I don't know. You know, she never has anything on with South Carolina, does she? She always has on like a designer.
Something fly.
Am I right?
I mean, you know.
No, I'm just saying. Like everybody else is wearing
just a
Rob
typical
Parker press box pullover. You know what I'm saying?
You are definitely a college coach. The way with your stuff, with your logos on it right there. Monty Bolaños now, Karan Phillips CP on the other side.
On the YouTube, you know?
Yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah, I don't think she wears South Carolina stuff. Like, I don't think this is new.
Remember.
Yeah, but obviously that one was definitely on purpose because she knew she was going to be in front of the camera a lot, so she wore something to show it off.
Is she getting a little deal?
Yeah,
no, there's a deal because all she has is top end stuff. It has to be because she's either wearing Louis Vuitton.
Yeah,
or
she's definitely
Balenciaga.
always showing some fancy
So who's
stuff.
it with? And you can't get both.
Yes, you can. You could have a deal because the whole idea is she's on camera a lot,
right?
And she's wearing their new stuff.
I'm
Hey,
just saying,
Coach.
if I'm Balenciaga, though,
competition.
But
Like,
you
if
can't
I'm
wear Nike
right.
shoes
Nah.
and Reebok shoes or something.
Those are
Adidas.
just, to me, those are high-end stuff. And they
High
don't
end.
care.
If I'm
They're
Louis,
too
I'm like,
good.
all right now.
They're
Louis.
so high end that they don't worry about each other.
They don't worry about because the people who are buying, guess
Right.
what?
Don't people. You mean you.
It's
You
not
people.
the rich people.
You people.
It ain't either or. They're buying both.
Right,
So how much?
right.
Yeah, I know how you do.
Yeah, but you're right. You can't wear like
Gucci
Nike.
hoodie.
I'm
Louis
downsizing. I'm downsizing.
Louis bag.
I'm downsizing.
But you're right, Kelvin. You can't wear Nike with Reebok or
Right,
like
that's what I'm
Nike
saying.
with like
Adidas,
Under
something
Armour.
under- yeah.
Yeah, like you can't do that. But apparently, if you have the higher stuff, you can wear it. Whatever.
Listen, I'm officially in my comfort era. I just bought a pair of UnCloud. So if UnCloud, put the camera on me. If you want to sponsor your boy UnClouds.
What did you buy?
UnClouds.
Am I supposed to know what that is? Really?
Rob G, would you say that she should know that, right?
Should I know what that is? What is that?
Don't do that, Rob G. You can't walk into Dick's Sporting Good without. They got a massive. Don't do that, Rob G.
Is this a shoe?
See, this is how I know
Is that-
Rob
are
G
these
wanted to
pants?
protect
Are
you.
these sweats? What is this?
They're
Shoes?
shoes.
Shoes. Okay.
Very high end. You know, Hoka's, UnClouds.
Yeah, I know Hoka's. Yeah. Okay.
You've seen the logo. Look it up.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Rob G,
I'll
I
look
don't
it up.
like you right now. You trying to act like that's not crazy.
I do like Rob G. I like that he took my side on that. Okay, guys, the men's NCAA National Championship underway. Less than 5 minutes to go in the first half, not quarters, first half. And UConn, 2-seed UConn leads 1-seed Michigan 25-23. Solo ball on the court for the Huskies. He's got 5 points. Alex Caravan leading the way, though. He's got 8 points. Yaxel Lindeborg on the court for the Wolverines. He's got 2 points. Morez Johnson Jr., he's the one who's leading the way for the Wolverines. He's got 8 points. Elliot Cadeau has 7 points. So this underway, 5 minutes to go in the first half. North Carolina found their new head coach. It's going to be longtime NBA coach Michael Malone to be the new Tar Heels men's basketball coach. When it comes to the NBA, Jalen Brunson hit a 2-point shot for the Knicks to give New York the lead over the Atlanta Hawks. They're up right now 106-102 with 5 seconds to go in the game. The Magic lead the Pistons 121-105, 2 minutes to go in that one. Paolo Banchero, 31 points. Halfway through the third quarter, where the Spurs lead the 76ers 74-65. Victor Wembanyama, 17 points and 3 blocks. And late in the first quarter, where the Trailblazers are up on the Nuggets 33-27. Nikola Jokic, 10 points and 6 rebounds already. When it comes to baseball, everybody has homered for the Dodgers. Teoscar Hernandez, Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Dalton Rushing, and the Dodgers are crushing the Blue Jays in Toronto. 13-1 is the score, bottom of the 7th inning. The Twins are the Twins are up on the Tigers 5-3, top of the 6th inning. Mariners and Rangers still tied at 1, top of the 6th inning there. Royals defeated the Guardians 4-2. Reds took down the Marlins 2-0. Tampa Bay Rays playing at Tropicana Field for the first time in 561 days. They beat the Cubs 6-4. Brewers and the Red Sox are still tied at 5, top of the 8th inning, while the Padres are shutting out the Pirates 5-0, bottom of the 9th inning. In the NHL, the Jets lead the Kraken 3-1 after 2 periods. With 7 minutes to go in the third period, the Sabres are up on the Lightning 3-2. Lot going on, fellas. Back to you.
That's why we got you, Monty. Thank you.
You're
It's
welcome.
the Odd Couple, Rob and Kelvin on the Magic City Monday. We got last call coming up in a little bit. Right now, we're joined by Karan Phillips. CP writes for the Contrarian, and Karan J. Phillips on X. You want to go ahead and give him a follow there. Karan, what's going on?
What's
CP?
up?
What's happening? How y'all doing tonight, fellas?
We're doing well, man. I don't know if you caught the last little bit of what we were talking about. Rob and I just kind of going at Geno because of what happened with Don Staley. Thought that was total bogus. And I even put the position of had it been reversed, Rob. I was saying how maybe the angry black woman comes out, that narrative, if this were her going crazy at him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, listen. Oh.
Did I get you started?
My God, if this would have been the reverse, man. I don't even want to think about that in these times in America. If you pick up what I'm putting down.
Right.
We got you.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, but you think that this was good for women's college basketball, right? You have a different take on it.
Oh yeah, this is excellent. This is my piece. You know that's what I wrote about in the column I wrote. But I just used Geno and Don because this was what anyone talked about. all weekend. Like, shout out to UCLA. Shout out to Lauren Betts and Kiki Rice and them winning their first championship. But no one's going to remember this Final Four and that UCLA won it. We're going to remember this as the Geno and Don Final Four. And let's just be honest. In this moment of women's basketball, period, if we focus on the WNBA or the college game, and this growth that has happened in the last 3, 4, 5 years, a sport that's always been really, really good, especially if you throw in the dominance of the women's Olympic team, has finally got this huge spotlight. We just saw the WNBA win in their new CBA deal with the league. We've seen everything that's happened on the collegiate level in the last couple of years. But if we're being honest, what keeps women's sports alive is just a microcosm of what keeps sports alive in America. When there is drama, as I wrote, if there's a pinch of racism or sexism or classism in sports in America, it makes it so good to watch. There's a reason the term the Great White Hope exists. And that's just one way to look at it. But if you go out through the history of this country and we thinking about huge sporting events, let's go to the 80s with Catholics versus convicts.
Yeah.
Let's go Duke UNLV 91. Let's go to Fab Five. Let's go through all these different eras in different sports.
How about Magic and Bird?
Magic and Bird, another one.
And the most watched NCAA championship, and I remember very vividly, you could not have put together something bigger than that. It was huge. It was huge.
Now, was it a great basketball game between two great teams and two great players? That is debatable. But that ain't why we watched that game. It was because one part of America was cheering and another part of America was cheering for somebody else. And it was a two Americas face-off. And when sports in this country has any of that, the sports are so much better. And what we saw on Friday night was an example of that. And for a league that is almost 30 years old, that is trying to take it to that next level in the stratosphere and be one of the big boys when we talk about the NFL and the NBA, you got to have some drama. And Geno gave us some drama.
I think we left out another one. Unless you said it and I didn't hear you, I apologize. But did we mention Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese?
I thought that one spoke for itself, given how that is what took women's college basketball to a new level.
See, they ran Angel Reese out of Chicago.
She about to be in Atlanta. That fits perfect. Her brand is she's about to be in Atlanta and having the time of her life.
Hey, that is the Chicago Sky. Listen, God bless them. That might be the worst run organization in professional sports history. I am glad that she got out of there, because if you go through the history of their organization, they've ran off every great player, or every great player has packed their bags and left.
Wait a minute. Did the Detroit Lions cease to operate? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no. The Detroit Lions have had two of their great leads. The Chicago Sky have had all of their great leads.
I'm just saying, the Lions have had two Hall of Famers
I can't argue with you.
quit on the spot. I'm just saying, CP, you got to give me that, right? Two.
I can't get
Hall of
Fame.
Fame. They went to the Hall of Fame after they left the Lions.
That
two
hurts.
of them.
Senior in high school, Kelvin was sick when Barry was like, "Nah, I'm good. Get somebody else to do it."
Candace Parker's a Hall of Famer. She left. They got a couple other women who played for the Sky who spent some time there. There probably will be Hall of Famers in the next couple of years. They left.
CP, let me ask you. I did not like Geno's apology because he didn't name her in that apology. He said, "Oh, we had a good relationship with the staff and this and that." How do you not say the coach's name? Dawn Staley. I apologize to Dawn Staley because this was professional and it was wrong. He never mentions her in the apology. I think that's unacceptable. And if I was a PR or a sports information director, I'd say, "Coach, you got to say her name."
Because that's an apology that you give when someone makes you give it, because you still haven't sat in the moment or had the reflection to realize the weight of what you've done. And then you like you said, you brought up, where's the SID or somebody else over comms to be like, "Hey, we need a better version."
Yes.
And my response to this is, Rob, you are absolutely correct. But who has more juice on that campus?
No, I get it.
Ain't nobody got more juice.
And listen, Dan Hurley's coaching a great game right now. And Dan Hurley is who he is. And Jim Calhoun was great, but ain't nobody in the history of UConn had more juice on that campus than Geno Auriemma.
Oh, we know
There's
that.
only so much you can make him say. Now, at some point during off season, and when next season starts, I guarantee you we will get more during preseason press, or if they decide to schedule each other in non-conference. Because as we've seen quotes and comments from some of the UConn greats and the legends who have great relationships with Don, at some point, the way we've seen this machine, that the way UConn operates, and they've had for the last 30-plus years, that is a program built on accountability, and those women are going to hold him accountable. And I guarantee you we will see a better apology or a better effort or a more remorseful Geno down the line. But, yes, Rob, you are correct. That apology was trash.
It was. Just for my point was just, CP, that I just expected it more because he was specifically going after her. And not to mention he was specifically insinuating that she had her team playing dirty. They're ripping jerseys, they're doing this, which was not the case. So you put a lot on her that was inaccurate, and then didn't specifically address those things that you addressed, during your press conference after the game. So that was my big issue. But you say it's good for sports. I totally get your point of that. Especially, I always talk to Rob about we need villains, and that's kind of why Dan Hurley is good for college basketball. A little prickly, a little.
I can't stand that dude. I'm just telling you.
It ain't even about villains. I have never been a fan of the underdog, but I understand that sports works better when there's an underdog. And then sports usually works even better when that underdog is connected to the isms like I wrote about. If there is a underprivileged or underrepresented community that is cheering for the underdog because they see themselves in that underdog, the intensity of the matchup is going to be even better. Let's be honest. That game between UConn and South Carolina was intense for 40 minutes. I didn't see any of that intensity or energy that South Carolina had for UConn that they had for UCLA yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah.
It felt like they showed up to beat UConn and not to win a national championship. And part of that may be, hey, they lost to the better team. Cool. But this UConn-South Carolina thing has been building for years.
And it came to a head.
Yeah.
It came to a head. Hey, we had UConn and Tennessee back in the day. We had UConn and Notre Dame for a while when Muffin McGrath had them rolling. Now we got the Italian Philly Metro kid and the North Philly girl locked in to a rivalry between the two best current programs over the last 5 to 10 years in the sport going at it. And
Crazy.
even if they piece it up and hug and kiss and hold hands
we got it.
and do a unity picture, we're never going to forget that anytime these two coaches and these two programs step on the floor, it's going to mean something much more.
No doubt.
That's
CP.
where we leave it, man. CP, appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all having me. Y'all have a good one tonight, folks.
All right,
doubt.
no doubt. Make sure you give him a follow, Karan J. Phillips. If you want to holler at him there, you can do that on X. Last call, Rob, 877-99 on Fox.
Last call already? Wow.
Already, 877-99 on Fox. When we come back, we'll see how many home runs the Dodgers have. Is there a mercy rule?
My neck hurts because I always turn to that TV.
14-1, the top of the 8th. They're up on the Blue Jays. My gosh. Fox Sports Radio.
Mannix asked SGA about, the perception about him around the league. The idea that he's the free throw merchant, that he doesn't play ethical basketball, so on and so forth. And SGA had some thoughts on it. Here, I'm going to read some of these quotes here. Quote, I understand why fans are frustrated about it because they're an X, Y, and Z fan. They're playing against us, and in the past couple of years, we happen to beat their team. And we beat their team because we scored more points. And we scored more points at the free throw line, in the mid-range, the three-point, everything. So I completely understand why they're frustrated. And then Mannix pressed him later. about the negative commentary surrounding his style of play specifically. SGA says, quote, everybody in the history of the NBA has an arc where everybody loves them and everybody hates them. LeBron James was hated, and look what he's done for the game. It's part of the game. I love it. It's stuff I dreamed about as a kid.
You know what? And he went on to talk about some other things. It was a good read. I'll tell you what I liked about this. What I like about it is he talked about the fact that he understands this stuff is good because he himself is going to become the villain. People are going to write, it was a couple years ago, man, I can't believe the Clippers got rid of him. He's so nice. Man, look, I'll give up Paul George any day for him. Oh, wow. Now they're having success. People don't like the way he plays. We see him on national TV more. Obviously, we saw him in the finals. And so now it becomes he's a free throw merchant, or I don't like this, I don't like that about him. And what I like is the fact whether you love him or hate him, he embraces this opportunity. He embraces this hero arc, if you will. He embraces that if you live long enough, the hero lives long enough, you become the villain. And that he knows this is good ultimately for the NBA because when they come into town, you're going to go watch them, boo them, hate them, or obviously you may love them, love him, love the team. And if they keep being good as they have been, then they start to be in a deep postseason run. They start to be in the finals, Rob. And one of the things we may start to get is some great rivalries again. We might get Denver and Thunder having another 6-game, 7-game series. We might get him and the Thunder versus Spurs 2 or 3 times over the next few years. We might get them against the Celtics or maybe it's the Pistons for the next few years. So to me, he understood that. He mentioned that in this article that I know what comes with this territory. Winning a lot, it breeds a little hate, a little envy, also a little love and praise from people. It also allows for us to have some rivalries. And at the end of the day, all of this is good for the NBA. And I just love kind of where we've started to trend towards where the teams are playing hard again. Teams are competitive. We had a handful, Rob, you might recall, we had a handful of weeks where it was dag near a fight every other game. So I like where it's going. And the best thing about it, again, is whether you like or love him or hate him, that he fully understands this. I mean, LeBron James talked about how he struggled that first year with Miami when for the first time in his life, he had the black hat, right? When the first time in his life, he was getting negative criticism, right? Because when he grew up as a high schooler, it was like, wow, look at this phenom coming. Got the league, wow, he could be the future of the league. He just chose to leave. That's when the hate started, and he didn't know how to handle that. He wasn't prepared. He admitted it. I tried to wear the black hat. I didn't like it. It wasn't me. I tried to be mean to the media, mean to fans, and it wasn't me, he said. SGA knows that comes with the territory. So I think that's great that this team know it. They're prepared for it. And to me, it leads to a better version of the NBA as we move forward, Rob.
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't think anybody hates SGA. They might not like his style of play. He's just not. What bad guy is he? He's a guy from Canada who doesn't say anything. What? How could he be a bad guy? Yeah, you don't like his style of play. You might not be. I just don't see him moving the needle on most nights in the NBA other than that they're talented, they keep winning, and he scores 20 points every night. I don't hear the conversation. Is there a conversation that I'm missing about him?
No, I don't. I think a great example is
I'm just saying.
You brought up Luke. A lot of people look at on one end. If you're just a person who fell from Mars, you'll be like, what? Why don't people like this guy? This dude's he's insane. He makes a bunch of shots. He scores 40 a game. But people talk about he always going to free throw line, always calling for fouls. Or James Harden was MVP candidate or MVP winner for years, and always drawing fouls. Like once you start winning, once you start having a lot of big time primetime games, and you're winning a lot, we start to have reasons to nitpick. And I agree with you. I don't think he's dislikable as a human being.
Yeah, I don't see the buzz for him. Even after that, people respect that he won. Even last year, he won. People don't like his style of game. At the free throw line. There's all that. Even players are talking about that. But I don't know if there's any venom or any kind of pushback on him. This idea of being a villain in the NBA or something because he's winning, I'm not sure. I think he'd have to win a lot.
Oh,
I
agree. I think it's coming. I agree.
If they don't win this year, I say they don't win this year. I just don't people will be like, oh, that was great. Look at what they did. SGA maybe wins another MVP, but they don't win. Then I don't know where that conversation goes from there. Do you know what I mean? I really don't.
Fox Sports Radio, Odd Couple, Ron Parker, Kelvin Washington. Shout out to Karan Phillips, who joined us. Karan J. Phillips, you can find him on X there. Appreciate that, Rob G. We'll get that up on the pod at some point. And if you missed any of today's show, you're going to want to catch the podcast. Just search The Odd Couple wherever you get your podcasts. And right after the show, today's pod is going to be posted. Be sure to follow the pod, rate it 5 stars, and you can even provide a review. Again, just search The Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast. You're going to find today's full version, a best of version as well at the end of the show. So thank you to all of the guests, AD. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching on YouTube as well. 33-29 is your halftime score. Michigan up by 4 on UConn. Just starting halftime, so probably about a 15-minute or so for that. Dodgers up 14-1 on the Blue Jays. My gosh.
Yeah, it is out of hand.
Every time we turn, it's a home run. All
All right, let's go.
Last call, 877-99 on Fox. Who we got? Last call. This is the last call.
Not that one. Close. All right.
We do got to get out of here.
All right, Pete in Las Vegas, you are the last caller here on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What you got, Pete?
Good afternoon, fellas. This whole Geno and Don Staley,
yes.
It's kind of ridiculous. I think he's a great coach, but I don't know, go coach some men somewhere. But I tell you what needs to happen. I don't know how a team like Tennessee can have one student athlete on their basketball team today. How did that happen, guys?
From all the transfers?
I mean, that's a perennial top 20 team. How can they not have just an onslaught of people wanting to come in? I mean, they have one person on their roster as of right now, guys.
Yes, sir. That's the era we're in right now. That's happened to a few teams, maybe not one, but where they only have 2-3 guys, 2-3 players. This is where we are right now with transfers and NIL and all that. This is just the way of the game right now. And I told you, with Michigan and UConn up right now, Michigan wins this. It's going to be there. You got Indiana.
It's close,
though. Did it there.
Give UConn credit.
No, they're there. But that's what I'm saying. You got the battle of the guys.
What was the spread?
7.5, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only, 4? Is it 28?
29, 33.
So up by 4. Okay, so 4. Yeah.
I like the way
it could happen. It could be 8 by the time the game's over.
One thing I hope Michigan saw was that they're gonna have, UConn ain't falling down. UConn ain't giving. UConn's not just gonna. It's just not our night, and we give up. So I hope Michigan saw that because they're definitely gonna be there, and they're all in.
But you got to also look at Michigan. I mean, one of their leading scorers, right, has only 4, averages 19.
Mm-hmm.
So that idea that he's even out there, that's a disadvantage.
He's
People
moving
are wondering.
all right. He's got to the basket a few times, got some fouls.
He needs to get a couple more buckets in there.
We'll see. The big Mara's playing well down low for Michigan as well. But a good game, good competitive game right now. Both teams playing hard.
Will you cry your eyes out tonight if Michigan loses?
No. I was talking about that the other job, TV job. I'll be mad for 5 minutes, and then, dude, I'm not that fan. True story. Life is, I've just too much going on. I don't ever understand the guy who throws the remote at his own TV, kicks the dog, doesn't talk to his wife or kids for 2 days. Do
you have to lose a game to kick the dog, or is he just in the way? I'm just saying.
I don't know. It just seems like he seems like he gets kicked more when they lose.
Oh, that's so.
That's might be what it is. The dog sees the score now. Let me get on up out of here.
Y'all got dogs?
No, we don't have. Oh, what? No, I cannot have that. That'd be another kid. Not yet.
The kids don't want dogs?
Oh, they sweat us. My sister bring her little. She's got literally it's 4-pound puppy.
Right,
4 pounds.
Right.
Oh, Teddy. Oh my God, Teddy.
I'm just shocked
they know
they
better.
don't want one. Yeah.
No, it's not that. It's just you got to give us at least 4 or 5 more years. Where my youngest would be, what would she be like? Give or take.
I'll be like
9-ish.
You know what I'll be telling my daughters? I'll be like, yeah, when you get your own apartment, I'll bring a puppy over.
There you go.
As soon as
all
you get
for you.
Yep, I got you. Don't worry about it.
My thing is just are we going to end up taking care of it with all the stuff they got? Gymnastics, cheerleading.
Yes, you will be. That's the issue.
Exactly. I don't have time for that for another child. Heck no. So that's why we don't have one. Why don't you have a
tomorrow,
puppy?
No, I'm not around
That's
enough.
true.
Trash
right.
Talking
That's
Tuesday is tomorrow. We got a lot of stuff to get to.
I wonder if you're going to be trash talking Dan Hurley or not. Ooh.
I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight if they lose, I'll tell you that.
I don't know. It's going to be a good one. I almost will accept a loss for Michigan just for this.
The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon is coming up next.
I never miss your radio show. I never hear it, so I never miss it.
Did you hear that?